That was annoying. Ooh, you can actually change font size. Oh! Dude, I want it at 60. Ah! Okay, that might be a little bit too big. Dude, I love that as an option, though. As somebody who's blind, it's great. Oh God, no, you worked in IT support for HP for 3 years and left because of a nervous breakdown. You're fucked, right? This is gonna be terrifying. I don't speak in meters, Joppa, so I can't answer that question. Looks like your grandma's phone text size, right? Okay, skip pauses between messages, no. Highlight dialogue choices, yes please. UI sounds, yes. Subtitles, yes. I think volume-wise it sounds okay for now, but let me know if I do need to adjust it. Dark interface. This is already the best game ever. This is already the best game ever. We have dark mode. Thank you so much, developers. Okay. What the fuck is this banger? 2 meters is over 6 feet tall? Oh yes, then that's accurate. 1000%. Okay, new game. Username, Amber Wixx. Options can be changed later. Show which phrases will end in a conversation. Skip pauses. No, don't skip pauses. We like pauses.
Собеседование в службу поддержки секретной организации, занимающейся защитой людей
Okay,
от
secret
паранормальных
organization dedicated to protecting
Звучит
people.
безумно, но с вами
It sounds crazy, but that's exactly what
И на
happened to you.
собеседовании
And at the
вам
interview,
показали
you were shown
достаточно
quite
убедительные
convincing evidence that
доказательства
anomalous
того,
phenomena are part of our
что аномальные явления
world.
часть нашего мира. Настолько
So convincing that your
что
curiosity
любопытство
simply
просто
wouldn't
не
let you turn the
позволило
offer
вам отказаться
down.
от предложения.
Ooh.
И вот ваш
And so,
первый
your first day
рабочий
on the
день.
job, what
Казалось
could
бы,
possibly
что
go
тут может
wrong?
пойти не так?
There's a cat. Get 3 fingers on each hand. What? That's kind of terrifying. All right. Svetlana, curator. Good morning, Amber Wixx. They said I can change this, right? Because I realized I don't want to be referred to as Amber Wixx. I just want to be Amber. How can I change it? About? Creepy support squirrel. Squirrel. Nope. Okay, that's just the credits. Look at that. Look at that. That's a cute logo, though. I love it. Whatever. My name is Svetlana, and I'll be your mentor and supervisor during your probationary period. Welcome to our consulting department. Have you been briefed on your new responsibilities yet? Good morning. No one briefed me, and I only got a general overview of my future job during the interview. Could you tell me more about my responsibilities? We didn't ask that during the interview? That's weird. That's a bad strategy for an interview. Okay. Hi, MK. It's good to see you. All right, of course. So you now work for the Russian branch of the organization. Here we are launching an experimental service, a consultation line for people who have encountered, so to speak, anomalous or paranormal phenomenon. And once a week, you will work as one of the operators of this support. For clients, our service will be known as the Consultation Department of the Abnormal Control Service, abbreviated ACSCA. I love it. Okay. Advertising for this service has already been placed in all popular banner networks and social networks, and it has a built-in meme agent. Under its influence, a person who has encountered something that in his or her opinion is beyond the bounds of normality will take our service seriously. The rest will simply laugh, deciding that this is another scam or just an original advertisement for God knows what. What? As a result, our organization will significantly save on sending out operational response teams so people cope with their problems themselves, with minimal consultation on our part. What? Oh yeah, game capture's broken. Because no, it's not a pop-up. I'm scrolling down, but for some reason on game capture, it's not doing it. What the fuck? Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. Maybe I might need to just do a screen capture then instead of game capture, I think. Because we had this same problem with that mystery game we played. So let me do display capture instead. Reset. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Now you can see me scrolling. So yeah, I was just reading what all of this said. That's all you guys missed. Thank you for letting me know. And Bino, thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate it. We went in, asked, is there pay? They said yes. We said, I'm in. All right. Hopefully nothing else breaks. All right. What should we, let's see. So the person gets through to me. What next? Can you tell us anything useful about our organization? You can find answers to such questions in the organization's information system. What the fuck? The directory is great, but maybe you could tell me something else about the organization that might be useful to me in my work. Or for example, why is it called that? Does it have a more detailed name? Let's come back to this issue some other time. At the moment, I have too much work and no time for such topics. We're already in a toxic work environment. This is terrible. This is actually terrible. Thank you for the alert, Cat. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, okay. Can't help but notice that the interface of our work software is, how to put it mildly, archaic, and the work computer is far from new. It doesn't even have a webcam. Why does the organization skimp on our work so much? First, I advise you to refrain from criticizing the organization, at least until you gain higher level access to understand all of what's going on. Second, let me remind you that you're currently working on an experimental project at the Russian branch, whose budget is extremely limited. I recommend keeping your jokes about our embezzlement to yourself. The organization will nip even an attempt at such a thing in the bud. And third, the simpler the device, the more difficult it is to introduce something anomalous into it. In modern technology, it's very difficult to pinpoint the moment when something goes critically wrong. All right. Okay, you said I'd only spend 1 day a week on this work. What will I do the rest of the time? Let's see. Oh gosh. So you now work for the Russian branch of the organization. Here we are launching blah, 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 blah. Once a week, you will work as one of our operators for the support. Yeah. For clients, yeah, you already told me this. What do you mean? Did I scroll too far up? I did. That's what's going on here. Okay, here we go. Well, you were looking for a part-time job yourself, right? Well, consider that you're currently working for a fifth of your full-time salary. Where and how you'll earn extra money on the side or how you spend your time is of no interest to the organization. And speaking of time, during a conversation with the client, you'll only be able to ask a limited number of questions, so try to choose the most important topics and don't waste time. The organization's thaumaturges? What? What the hell is this word? That's why so many new appliances break. Too many features, too many possible points of failure. Your fridge doesn't need to make ice cubes the same size and shape as a baseball. Hey, Sammy, welcome on in. Magic users? What? Okay, sure. Okay, so we're using magic? Magicians? Holy shit, okay. We're magicians! Alright. Want to protect all project participants as much as possible, and to this end, they try to reduce the time spent in potentially anomalous situations. And for some reason, management doesn't want to reuse the human material for this experiment in other projects. Okay. So the person gets through to me, what next? Hi, Dirk, it's good to see you. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, and now you can book your creepy support too. Yeah! But, oh wait, I gotta actually read this. Where is it? The scrolling is driving me crazy. Okay. No one will call you. All inquiries will be received exclusively online via chat. For the client, this will be just another channel integrated into the unified state text messenger. Your task will be to consult with the caller and recommend the best solution. Our priority is to save the life and health of the caller using their own efforts and, if possible, to conceal information about paranormal events and phenomena. Okay. But how do I know what to advise and what not to advise in order to achieve a favorable outcome for the client? Firstly, you need to communicate with the person politely, but at the same time so that they will answer in detail to the point without getting distracted by unimportant details. Secondly, use knowledge of folklore and classic creepypastas. I don't have any of that! Thirdly, don't forget about the help system. And fourthly, the infobot will help you a little. Infobot sent me a message. Okay. How do I get into the help system? The open button is located in the upper left corner of your work information system screen. Okay. I'm sure I'll be approached by a lot of jokers, crazy people, and just plain suspicious people. Well, I have to answer all these requests. Don't worry. We've got everything planned out. Our first line of support is a level 4 predictive artificial intelligence that will filter out 97% of such requests. It won't be able to share potential case outcomes with you. Of course, to avoid creating time paradoxes, but it will definitely filter out spam requests. All right. I don't feel like talking with you anymore, so done. I left the chat. Okay, here we go. Infobot. I am Infobot, an automated system with quasi-artificial intelligence that provides automated advice, recommendations, and excerpts from organizational documents depending on the context of the conversation. Wow, great. Okay, we got a message request from Milena. Hello. Hello! What do we got here? End the day. My name is Amber. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Just popping in before work. Well, thank you so much for coming in to say hi, Sammy. We love you. Oh, man. Forward this message to 10 friends or your right arm will wither away. You can't send it back. You can't send it to the same person twice. I'm sorry I'm sending this to you. I didn't mean to, but it had to be this way. What do you mean? Infobot, tell me more. Is this this level 4 filter shit? What happened to you? Why did you decide to send this message to our support? Please tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm leaning towards one of these. What do you guys think? Just 911, what's your problem? Do 2. Let's do it. Are you stupid or something? I don't want my arm to wither. I received a message. I'm sending it to you. Where did you get the original message? Understand why you're forwarding this message, but why are you forwarding it to us? You could have sent it to your family, friends, acquaintances, or colleagues, but you chose our organization. Because I feel sorry for my friends, but I don't know you. Forgive me. But you do realize the key word in the message is friends. If this is a real curse, sending it to strangers isn't what was asked of you. Oh, call him out. Absolutely call him out. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Got him! Hey, Raiders! Welcome on in, and it's so good to see you. How was your stream? What were you up to today? And guys, if you don't know the absolutely incredible Ed Echo, go hit that follow button. You will not regret it. They're super sweet, super friendly. What were you playing today? To anyone in the raid that does not know me, my name is Amber. We play a lot of indie horror games around here. We're currently playing a horror game where we're doing IT support. Stream was good, played the other side. Nice, that's such a good game. If you do need to raid and run, Ed, and go take care of yourself after stream, get some snacks, please do so. Again, thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate you so freaking much. Okay, let's see. Where did you get the original message? A witch sent it to me. What kind of witch is she? What's her name? Vanessa. Okay. Unread messages. 2,793 witches named Vanessa have been found in Russia, but it is not technically possible to verify the authenticity of each one. Okay. Why do you think you're in danger? It could just be spam or a prank from someone you know trying to play a joke. I don't think asking how many people she's forwarded the message to is important, so we're not going to do that one. I feel like you're still learning it, but you really like it. Was it your first time playing, or have you played that one before? How old are you? Where do you live? Because maybe if we narrow down the area, we could cut this number down potentially. So let's do this one. Do you study or work? What's the difference? You're an idiot. I study at St. Petersburg University. Okay, cool. Okay, let me see. Oh, here we go. Witch Vanessa, fortune-telling, curses, evil eye, and more. The probability of the witch Vanessa having real abilities has been confirmed. No less than 87%. So there's an 87% chance she's actually a real witch. Okay, cool. Do you have any idea why you received this letter? Have you considered contacting the witch who sent you this message directly and asking her how else you can get rid of it? Paying her off, for example. Which question do we think is going to be more important here? It's like your fourth time playing. You started playing recently. Nice. Yeah, it's a fun one. I do enjoy it. Especially their death scenes. It's kind of sad that's like the coolest part of the game. You want one? All right. I don't know. Crap. What do you think? Have you considered the possibility that it was one of your friends? Maybe there was some kind of argument in the online comments. Someone was offended or hurt. Maybe it was one of your exes with whom you had a bad breakup. Perhaps it was one of the teachers whom you offended in some way. Wait, what? Have you ever had a conflict with your classmates about an exam? Maybe you accidentally gave someone else's cheat sheets to the teacher or didn't return your notes on time, preventing you from preparing. What? Were there people you participated in bullying? I understand it's unpleasant to raise such a topic, but we still need to consider all possible options. What? Hang on, can we actually click on this? Follow, more? No, I can't. I was gonna say, interesting. Like, I feel like all of these are a really big leap. You think they're fucked, right? Like, I wish there was a broad question that we could ask about just, like, overarching, like, have you had any conflicts with anybody in general? These ones are so specific. Second one, maybe there was some kind of argument in the online comments. Someone was offended or hurt. Yeah, we can try it. Yes, I doubt it. To cast a curse, you need a person's item or hair. I found out. Have you considered the possibility that it's one of your friends? Why do they need this? I didn't do anything bad to anyone. If they themselves are not to blame, maybe you really hurt one of your friends, stole their boyfriend, or maybe they're jealous of you. A guy stuck in the friend zone. Try to think about these options. They're important. Do that one. Don't know. Crap. You're useless, Milena. Although, no. Wait a minute. It's probably Lariska, the bitch. Her boyfriend recently left her for me. So it's your own fault, you stupid bitch. She has a constant headache. LOL. What does this have to do with me? What? Okay, perhaps your friend just decided to scare you for stealing her boyfriend and you can simply ignore what's happening. Maybe it's worth just apologizing to your friend and discussing everything. Tell me, are you a believer? Okay, the witch who cursed you lives in St. Petersburg. You need to get as far away from her as possible, and then the curse will not reach you. or if you follow the terms of the mailing, you're safe. However, this is a very risky approach for your friends and acquaintances, so our organization cannot recommend it. The curse can be lifted by the person who ordered it. In theory, you could tell your friend that you've already ordered a curse from the same witch for her, an eye for an eye, hand in hand. And the condition for lifting her curse would be the lifting of yours and mutual forgiveness. However, our organization cannot recommend this option, as such behavior falls under Article blah 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 of the Criminal Code. Infobot, can I have some more information here? Okay, let me see. Anomalies elevator game. What? Okay, what is this one? See also witch. Here we go. It's also known as magic that works. That's what I don't even know how to say it. Thaumaturgy. Ceremonial magic governed by certain laws and logic and consistently reproducible in the hands of a practitioner. Okay. Let me see. Counter action methods. A curse cast by a witch remains in effect as long as the terms of the contract concluded with her are in effect and all participants in the process are alive. So kill the friend. Done. Yeah, the witch, the customer, and the target of the curse may be the same as the customer. Removing any link or fulfilling the above conditions cancels the curse but does not reverse the damage already inflicted. A witch cannot independently reverse a curse unless the corresponding conditions were stated as part of the spell contract. Witches do not respond to the sign of the cross, prayer, or other influences of Christian or any other faith, as witches work with more fundamental principles of the universe than human faith. Despite all of this, a witch physically remains an ordinary person, so by using the element of surprise, eliminating her is as easy as any other living being. Oh my god. Turn the witch on and off should work. Okay.
Fix your
all right.
posture, you gremlin.
Maybe it's worth just apologizing to your friend. Tell me, are you a believer? So this one's definitely not true. If you follow the terms of the mailing, you're safe. However, this is a very risky approach for your friends and acquaintances, or our organization cannot recommend it. Curse can be lifted by the person who ordered it. I don't think that's true either, though. And Mac, thank you so much for the hydrate and stretch. I appreciate it. Hallie, welcome on in. Absolutely normal IT problems. Absolutely. We're definitely not dealing with a witch here. Oh, gosh. I guess we could ask how many people they've forwarded it to. Has it just been us? Because if they haven't forwarded it to anyone yet, is that going to change our answer, do we think? Oh gosh, I'm the 10th? Oh my god. We got new questions from an Igor. Like, she's already done this, is the thing. So... So I'm probably gonna say this one, because we're running out of time with her anyways. All right. This is my life, my hand. It's my business what to do with them, but thank you for the advice. Yeah, you're a dumbass. All right. Hi, Igor. I found an entire house inhabited by alien impersonators, or simply possessed, or a huge cult, or I just don't know who. Can you do anything about this? We have limited time to speak, but I'll do my best to assist you. Could you please explain in more detail what you meant by a whole building of anomaly residents? Okay, let's see. Oh gosh. Okay, I live in a building that is shaped like the letter U, and my apartment is on the 5th floor. In one of the legs of this letter, well, you know. That was a sentence. Okay, I can see other parts of my own building outside my window. About a couple weeks ago, I went out onto the balcony to smoke around 1 a.m. And at some point, I accidentally noticed that a lot of the windows were on in the building across the street. And there was someone standing behind each lit window. Already strange, huh? And a minute later, all the people moved away from the windows in unison. I didn't pay attention to it then, but a couple of days later, I went out onto the balcony again between 12 and 1 a.m., and at some point I saw the same picture again. A bunch of people suddenly going out to the window in unison. I started watching. I found out this happens every night. Moreover, it happens throughout the entire building, including the building I live in. I noticed that the moment people go out to look, all the sounds behind the walls disappear. The walls here are typically made of cardboard, and you can hear people talking, coughing, and so on. But the moment you go out to the windows, all the conversations, quarrels, and sounds die down. Isn't that normal? No, that is not normal, actually. Do you recognize any of these people? Maybe they had something in common. Have you communicated with any of your neighbors? Have you tried taking pictures of windows with these people? Are you a religious person? How long have you lived in the house? Please forgive me if this question seems tactless, but we are obliged to clarify such details. Were you drinking alcohol or taking any psychoactive substances before you witnessed this? Do you have any head injuries? Do you have any psychological or psychiatric disorders? Because honestly, that was my first thought, is what were you smoking while you were out there? It does make a difference, actually, and they did establish that they were smoking. If it's just a cigarette, you know, then it's not really that big of a deal. But if it's something that is going to cause hallucinations, so I think I am going to ask this one. Well, thank you. Well, of course, the first thing you should do is gaslight anyone who asks for help. What the fuck? I'm not gaslighting you. This is exactly the kind of help I was expecting. Sorry, I lost it. Honestly, the situation is seriously scaring me, and then you come with your distrust. It's already hard. Dude, it's not distrust. You said you were smoking. Okay? I have to ask. I don't fucking know you. Okay, I'm not registered. What? What does that mean? I drink rarely and little. A can of beer a night is my limit. The only time I've ever seen a psychiatrist is at the military registration and enlistment office. That actually doesn't mean shit, because just because the only time you've gone to see them doesn't mean you don't need them, okay? All right, you're not crazy. All right. Let's see. Can you provide your address? I'm gonna ask, have you communicated with any of your neighbors first? Talked! Okay, why do so many of these sentences feel like they're getting cut off at the start? Like, this is actually really annoying that it's happening a lot. So, I ran into my neighbor in the elevators, the guy who lives below. I saw a lot of kids in the courtyard. Everyone was talking and acting like completely normal people. But did you ask them if they've seen anything like this? You absolutely useless piece of garbage. What's your address? Infobot? Can you look this up, please? Infobot. I thought Infobot was gonna like do a search of this place, but apparently no. All right. Let me see. Leshy, Brownie, Bannock. It punishes people for causing damage to the bathhouse. Nice, okay. Amnesiac. General name for a number of drugs used to erase or modify a subject's memory. Okay, I don't think any of that's gonna help me here. Okay. Hey, Devil, welcome on in. It's good to see you. How are you today? And welcome back, Bino. Had to grab your food. Whopper cheese. Nice. Let's see. Have you tried taking pictures? The windows. What? My phone costs a dime. And from that distance, the best I can see in the photo is that it's a house and the windows are lit. I don't have the money for binoculars or a telephoto camera. You wouldn't need a telephoto camera. I actually hate Igor. Igor is the worst human ever. You are absolutely useless. Do you recognize any of them? From a distance, you can mostly just see silhouettes, so I don't know. They all seem to be different heights, and their clothes seem to be the same, but that's all. How do you know their clothes seem to be the same if you can only see their silhouettes, you weirdo? Okay, I don't want to scare you, but I strongly recommend that you leave this place. Otherwise, your life will be in danger. End dialogue. We don't distrust our clients, but based on your story, I suspect you may be suffering from psychological trauma. Please, for your own sake, consult a psychiatrist to have your condition assessed. But if they confirm the absence of any pathologies, be sure to return for a follow-up consultation. Okay. Judging by your answers, you're in no danger and can safely continue living in the house. Just ignore what's happening, stay indoors during the specified period, and everything will be fine. Honestly, like, if they're not attacking you, right? I'll call our team of investigators to your address, and in the meantime, I recommend you at least temporarily leave this house. I don't want to scare you, but otherwise your life is in danger. All of this ends the dialogue. I don't want to end the dialogue yet. We still have a little bit of time, so let me try if I can find out more. Has anything like this happened to you before? No, I thought my normal life was hell, but this is much more incomprehensible and scary. What do you mean when you said your life was hell? I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing paranormal there, just family. Are you a religious person? No. Okay. Well, we're out of time, sir. Do we think that he's... I don't know. He feels kind of unhinged to me, to be completely honest. So I am tempted to say this one. Going through the ringer, but surviving. I'm sorry, devil. I'm sending you all the love and all the hugs. I hope things get better soon. With onion rings? Heck yeah. I want some onion rings. And no, I don't have money for you. Do you have money for me, Bino? Send it over. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Do we think this guy's actually in danger, or do we think he has some kind of trauma? Because, like, as long as... to heck with him either way. As long as he's not being, like, actively attacked by them, and if he just doesn't go out on his balcony during that time period... He'll hopefully be safe enough that maybe he can actually go and do this. So I think I'm gonna say that. In general, I had no doubt about this outcome of this appeal. Yeah, shut up. I don't fucking care. I remind you that you have a limit. Yes, I know! Gosh dang. Okay, Victor. Hello, can someone please tell me if brownies exist, or am I going crazy? Yes, brownies exist. Why are you interested in the possibility of the existence of brownies? Actually, let's do this one. What happened to you? Has anyone you know encountered a brownie? Let's ask the why. Well, just hypothetically, I don't know how else to explain it. Again, our time is limited, and to help us, it's crucial to find out as many details as possible, as quickly as possible. Could you please describe exactly what happened to you? Here we go. Okay, makes sense. Anyway, some kind of crazy stuff has started happening in my house. There's someone walking around in the bathroom, scratching, muttering. The water turns on and off by itself, things fall, but there's no one there. The windows and doors are locked. I haven't given anyone the house keys. Everything in the bathroom is constantly breaking. The faucet fell off and almost scalded me with hot water. Twice. Different companies, different plumbers installed it. The water heater breaks down every couple of weeks. When you pass by the toilet, if the door is open, you can see someone scurry past out of the corner of your eye. Turn around, no one. You're referring to the thing with, I don't have any money for binoculars? Gotcha. I totally missed that. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, a couple of times it was really bad. I'm taking a shower and I hear footsteps behind the curtain. Someone's silhouette. I open it, no one. Well, what could that be, huh? And laughter. Someone's laughter is heard at night. Disgusting. Evil. Okay. Whoops, no, wrong one. Open manual, because we do have a thing about brownies in here. Still from the recording of experiment number 87, department blah, 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 blah. An ancient patron spirit of the home, references to which go back to the annals of the pre-Christian era. Am I saying that right? Because no, it's with two N's. Would it be pronounced differently? Okay. According to legend, the well-being of the home depends on its benevolent or hostile attitude. If the brownie is displeased, he can start mischief. For example, breaking or hiding things, frightening, making scary sounds, and flickering at the edges of vision, appearing as an unexpected shadow, resembling the appearance of the head of the family, but with animal features. At the same time, he almost never directly harms the owners of the house, does not try to kill or maim them, even in self-defense. He does not like apartment buildings, preferring premises where only one family lives. Family, in this case, is interpreted quite broadly. It could be a classic nuclear family, several different generations of relatives, an unmarried couple, or even a single person. In extreme cases, it can move to an apartment building, but in this case, it will begin to exhibit increasingly negative behavior patterns, increasingly resembling a poltergeist. Hey, Mike, it's good to see you. How are you today? When moving, you can invite it along, and then it will continue to protect the well-being of the house in the new place. No special rituals or words are required here. A polite request to move to the new home is sufficient. The arrival of a new family in the house can upset the brownie, with all the consequences described above. In this case, you can try to appease the brownie with a treat, leaving a saucer of milk, bread, and sweets behind the stove. And the next day, ask him to follow the family who has already left the house. He extremely dislikes swearing. If you start scolding him or his house, he may become even more annoying or even throw something, but not with the goal of causing fatal damage, but only to silence the one scolding. Okay. Where do you live? Is it an attached house or an apartment in a multifamily building, a room in a shared apartment, or a dorm? Let's see. What time of day? Why did you decide that all these events are happening because of the brownie? Where exactly in the house does the devilry you describe take place? Perhaps something else unusual has happened in your life recently? Nah, I don't want to ask that. Let's ask about the living situation. In my own house, in the private sector, not far from Academ. Okay, does your house have a basement, back door, attic, or something similar? How long have you owned this house? I bought it a few months before the renovation. A family was selling it before moving to Moscow. They said the house was built about 10 years ago and there were no stories about any evil doings. Okay. Do you have a photo of the house? That doesn't seem important. Why did you decide that all of these events are happening because of the brownie? Well, it's not a wood goblin doing all this devilry, right? Seriously speaking, I don't know what to think. A brownie, a wood goblin, a poltergeist, some filthy devil, who knows? You're an expert, so tell me. I mean, I want to say something different here. Because, like, I'm already pretty sure it is, in fact, a brownie. It sounds exactly like it. Someone new just moved in, the brownie's unhappy, so we want to give them the advice to put milk behind the fridge and then ask it to follow its family to the new home, right? So I don't know, how do we get to that outcome? Let's ask how long ago it started. These questions are very, very personal, aren't they? What game is this? This is called Creepy Support. We're just trying to help these people that are having weird things happening in their homes. Okay, about a month after the renovation was completed. That means it's already been 2 months. Did you do the renovations yourself or did you hire someone? How extensive was the renovation? So it seems like the brownie doesn't like the renovations. Let's see. It depends. I replaced the wiring, re-wallpapered, laid new tiles, replaced the plumbing and pipes, and demolished the bathhouse and the shed. Whoa! Wait. Uh-oh. It might not actually be a brownie. Who was it that punished people for an evil quasi-intelligent spirit inhabiting the bathhouse, punishing people for causing damage to the bathhouse, actually? Okay, so it might not be a brownie. Okay, initially invisible to others, but can appear in the form of a thin old man. If dissatisfied with the behavior of people in the bathhouse, it can cause serious harm. For example, by pouring boiling water on them, throwing a hot stone, or closing the door to the steam room and releasing thick smoke. Oh yeah, because it burned him, right? Ooh, okay, so unlike most other evil spirits, it is indifferent to swearing, but still does not like iron or salt. If your bathhouse is destroyed, the best way to get rid of a bannock is to ask it to move to a new location. As with the brownie, the specific words and actions of the request are irrelevant. The important thing is the principle. Politely ask and accompany it through the entire journey from its old home to its new one. Okay. Gotcha. Melody, hey, how's it going? How did it's bartending, right, that you were doing? How was that? That was today, right? All right. So select creature. I believe we are dealing with bannock. Select. Thanks. I'll definitely try it. The user has left the chat. Okay. Tomorrow is your first time. Gotcha. My bad. Today's your last stream for a bit. I'm gonna miss you, Melody. All right, we got a new one from Boria. Okay. Someone scary is knocking on my door. What should I do? Hello, Boris. Our time is limited, so answer correctly. How old are you? Where do you live? Do you study or work? Why did you call the person knocking on your door scary? Was he threatening you? Let's actually ask that. Yesterday he was looking out the window and grinning. Now he's standing at the door and groaning and knocking and groaning and knocking. Okay. Why did you decide to contact us instead of, say, the police? Do you think you encountered something supernatural? His teeth glow in the dark and the grin on his face is glued on and won't close. If I write something like that, the police won't come, or they'll call the paramedics. Fair enough. Okay. Let's see. What floor do you live on? How old are you? Please tell me in order what happened to you and when it started. Let's do that one. From now on, the only meals with your family you'll have is Tuesday evening and Saturday noon. Aww. Okay. It all started yesterday. Imagine I'm sitting there playing Dota, and suddenly I hear some kind of knocking through my headphones. I take them off. They're knocking on the windowsill. I think maybe it's birds or something. Weird. It seems like it's already night. I pull back the curtain and there's this head with a grin, and the teeth are glowing green. I put down the bricks, ran from the room to the kitchen, grabbed a knife there, and when I come back, there's no one outside the window, and no one in the yard. It's like he's disappeared. Okay. Right in assuming he came back today. Yes, at 11 p.m., someone knocked on the door. I went to look through the peephole, and there was that same grinning face with teeth. It's fucking dark in the entrance, and those teeth are just glowing there. I jumped away from the door, waiting to see what will happen. And then he knocks again, and again, with pauses, and he growls in there with a strange, creepy growl. He's been sitting there for 2 hours already, periodically getting up, knocking, waiting, and then sitting down again. Okay. Infobot hasn't given us anything. You thought about calling or texting someone? Does the creature look human? What do you think? Okay. Does the creature knock only on your door or on other people's doors too? What sounds exactly does it make? Can you record them through the door? That might be important. Yeah, do that. Damn, okay. It'll be right now. He's doing it. What are we doing? We are helping people that are having like weird paranormal stuff happening to them. It's kind of similar in style to Home Safety Hotline. It's called Creepy Support. I thought it was going to be more IT based. Honestly, that's not what this is in the slightest. But anyways, play it. Oh, that's just my stomach growling. Don't worry about it. Transcribe to text. Unintelligible threatening growls and grunts. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's see, open manual. The support worker algorithm. Greet the client politely and introduce yourself, stating... Wait, can I resize this? Because it's getting cut off. Excuse me. Mobile task forces, organization. Ask the client the questions necessary. Give the client recommendations on further actions. If possible, do not let the client go too immersed in an abnormal situation. In exceptional situations, you can resort to calling the mobile task force to the client's address. Okay. Cannot swear at the client or use foul language communication. Fuck you. And you cannot recommend the client to commit criminal offenses. Gotcha. All right. Let's see. Lessie? Who's Lessie? The spirit master of the forest usually takes the anthropomorphic form of a hunched old man with animal features, but it is not limited to that. Depending on the mood and behavior of the forest guest, he can either lead him to a clearing full of mushrooms and berries or make him walk in circles, confusing his consciousness and misleading him. What? Okay, when entering such a daze, a sensation of a sound bubble also occurs. You cannot hear bird song, the noise of nearby vehicles, or the river, even if they are a few dozen meters away. Okay, that doesn't sound like our guy. A brownie wouldn't be knocking on the door, though. Not a Bannock. So I don't know if we have what we need to know about this one yet. All right. Does the creature look human? He looks like a guy in rags with glowing teeth and a maniacal grin. I've never seen anyone with glowing teeth before. Could you try to take a picture of this creature through the peephole? Do it? No, no chance. There's not much light on the platform. The bulb is weak and my slipper will only show a twitch. What? What is that supposed to say? I think something got lost in translation here, because what does my slipper will only show a twitch mean? All right, so that was a waste of time. What do we think is going to be the most important thing to ask now? So we're about half of our questions have been used up. The world may never know. Because I'm leaning towards either how old are you and where do you live? Because I feel like knowing the location of where they live might be important. But then also this one, potentially. Seeing if it's like going to other people's houses as well. Anyone got an opinion here? I think let's do the where do you live. What difference does it make? This crap is right at my door. Well, fuck you. Any additional detail can be critical to the properly understanding the situation, providing helpful advice. We don't ask for information without a reason. Therefore, please provide your age and place of work or study. Study at school, 10th grade. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, where are your parents? Have you considered the possibility that one of your friends decided to play a joke? Are your parents not at home now? Yeah, they went to Egypt without me. You can't skip school, blah, blah, blah. But the whole apartment is at my disposal. And the shit is at my disposal now, too. More precisely, I'm at hers, his, this, fuck. Call the police immediately and tell them a drug addict is banging on your door. Wait. I don't think even a drug addict would have glowing teeth, so I feel like that's not the right response. And hey, Demetric, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate it. And the police will come to check up on them. But if they find something paranormal, we're doing our job wrong, is the problem. Let's ask about the other people. Does the creature knock only on your door? Or on other people's doors too? Everything. She sits for a while, gets up, knocks, waits, sits back down. Then she gets up again, knocks on another door, stands for a while, sits back down. And so on in a circle. The neighbors don't open the door for her either. And the bitch's grin never leaves her face. Okay. So he's not being targeted then. And I'm confused where we went from it. He said it was like a guy, and now it's turning into a she, so I'm confused. Okay. How about trying to scream out the window and call for help? Have you tried talking to him/her? Are you fucking nuts? It's scary. I understand you're scared, but maybe this is just someone sick who needs help. Try talking to them. Boris, here's my advice. Don't do anything. Sit quietly. Don't go to the door. Don't try to talk to it. Just ignore it and it will go away. Because, I don't know, from the description, it doesn't sound like it's actually a human, is the thing. And hi, Bob, it's good to see you. How are you today? Just ignore it and it'll go away. Ouch, you feel that, right? I don't think it's a drug addict, because they literally said the smile is glowing, right? With glowing teeth. A guy. See, yeah, I'm so confused. He looks like a guy in rags with glowing teeth and with a maniacal grin, and then suddenly it turned into a she. So, like, the continuity here is terrible. Okay. Are there any drugs that makes people's teeth glow? He's a kid? Yeah, he's in 10th grade. And hi, Undead, it's good to see you. And we don't know the answer to that question, because we don't know what this thing is. I don't know. I think it's gonna be the don't do anything. Just ignore it. Well, I mean, I'm assuming there are no black lights in this apartment hallway. Maybe his slippers have black lights. Maybe he or she has one in their mouth. Why would they have a black light in their mouth? That number one, that wouldn't make their teeth glow the same way that a black light on the outside would, because then the light would just be blocked by their teeth. I'm going to assume no to that, because that would make literally no sense. And if the game expects us to go, they have a black light in their mouth, that's ridiculous. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just do the sit quietly, don't go to the door. Okay, what do you mean? It's scary. What if it breaks into my house? What nonsense? I realize the advice to do nothing sounds counterintuitive, but from your story, it seems like it won't break down the door. It's just waiting for you to provoke it or invite it in. Ignore it. Well, okay, if you say so. Go die. Okay. When the work for the current day ends, the button in the upper right corner is unlocked. Okay, end the day then. Next week, we're reading automated news feeds from the organization's analytical AI. Okay. Here we go. Not read. An excerpt from the Primori news website's newsletter. This spring, an abnormal number of cases of Quebec syndrome, bone necrosis of the radius due to insufficient oxygen supply, was recorded in St. Petersburg. Typically, such cases do not exceed 1 or 2 per year, but here, as many as 7 occurred in 1 month. All affected individuals required limb amputation to prevent further bone necrosis. The regional government has refused to conduct any investigations into possible radiation or chemical leaks from nearby factories. As the city's mayor states, sometimes a coin simply lands on the same side 5 times. That's no reason to waste the already expensive time of specialists investigating. I certainly sympathize with the victims, but I have no doubt that this is all just an unfortunate coincidence, not caused by any actions by officials. My performance is assessed by the organization supervisor bot. Acceptable. Yeah. Yep. Because the stupid Melina over here already sent it to 10 people. Ay. Oh, wait, but acceptable is not actually the best outcome. Here we go. Okay, according to the information crawler, your recommendation did not result in any negative consequences for the client. However, information about the client's visit to clinic number 167 in the blah, 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 blah district cannot be provided to an employee of the organization without the client's consent. Your performance is assessed as great. There we go. Okay. An excerpt from a post in the something Herald of the Unearthly. A funny incident occurred recently at the bathhouse complex at blah 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 street. A man bent over entered the steam room, loudly shouted, "You're going to live here now." And then he straightened up, stretched as if he'd just thrown some enormous weight off his back, burst into loud laughter, and left the room. It's clear that the therapeutic properties of the bathhouse can so quickly and dramatically relieve back pain, which is why our editorial team also recommends visiting the bathhouse complex. No new requests for this client were recorded, nor were any negative or positive reviews left on the website. Where's my positive review? I did great, you fuckers. Okay. Yesterday in the Kamash area, citizen Peter blah 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 was detained. He was severely intoxicated and had been going from house to house knocking on random doors, frightening residents. What was notable about the situation were the detainee's glowing teeth and frozen smile, the result of poisoning from alcohol-based fluorescent paint that Peter had been carrying from his workplace. Fortunately, he didn't manage to cause any real harm to anyone. Sure, okay. It was poisoning. I did great. 3 great, 1 acceptable. Okay, so the acceptable one was Melina, so we could have done better there. I don't know what, but all right, we did it. All right, how are you feeling about your work? Good afternoon. At the interview, I was told the organization was dedicated to preserving a sense of normalcy in the world for normal people, but here we are practically shouting our existence across the internet. Don't you think that's not quite normal? Last time you said that the frontline weeds out anything non-anomalous, but in Boris's case, there was nothing unusual. He was just a drunk guy. Why was I working on this case? Our reference system is surprisingly sparse. Is this really all the information the organization has collected over its entire existence? How many other employees? Actually, I want to ask this one, because that does bother me. I'm expecting all of these to be an anomaly. If you've read what I write carefully, you'd have noticed that 97% of calls are rejected by the first line, not 100%. So get used to it. Sometimes you'll have to counsel people facing some completely ordinary, non-anomalous horror. I don't remember you saying 97%, you bitch. I really hate this lady. Get used to it. Get used to the jank, guys. How many other employees work on this project? How long has our department been in existence? Department is called experimental. What is the essence of this experiment? What hypothesis does our management want to test? Hey, Daft Kid, welcome on in. How's it going today? Information about the nature of the experiment may spoil the results of the experiment, so I cannot tell you this information. Wait. So I am the experiment. I thought we were helping conduct the experiment. Uh-oh. Okay. Our reference system is surprisingly sparse. Is this really all the information the organization has collected over its entire existence? Of course not, but we don't think it's a good idea to dump all blah 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 records on an employee at once. The data will be released gradually, so be sure to check the directory at the beginning of the workday. Okay. This one. A very logical question, but the organization has everything thought out. Firstly, as I already said, thanks to the memetic processing of the ads, memetic, only people who believe they have encountered something anomalous will take us seriously. Everyone else will either simply not notice our ads or simply not take them seriously. I'm trying to read this next part, but it's getting cut off. And secondly, in the event of an unfortunate set of circumstances, we'll call in a cover team who will find the client and, if necessary, treat him or his entourage with amnestics? Implant a clear legend about what happened, and so on. Your job is to ensure that the caller remains alive, if possible, unharmed, and that our cover team does not have to do too much work. Ideally, so that they do not have to do any work at all. Amnesiacs, memetics, what does it all mean? You can study this information yourself in the organization's help system. Fuck you. For some reason, I feel like the situation is more complicated than you're describing it to me. Maybe there's something else I should know. This is the organization, and everyone here is holding something back or hiding something. Take you, for example. Oh, well, okay. It's none of my business. Excuse me? Why do you think I'm hiding something? Forget it. I've been working here for so long, I've gotten into the habit of looking for a catch everywhere. Don't worry, once you've worked here long enough, you'll understand. I'm done talking to you. All right. News, day 8. The submarine Windkeeper surfaced last week in the center of Perm from a puddle near the Railway Museum. Thanks to the actions of volunteers, the submarine crew managed to recruit no more than 5 people and 2 stray dogs. A complaint to the city administration regarding the poor performance of the storm drain has been sent. The red color of the rain was, as usual, explained in the local news by the abundance of plankton of the corresponding color in the water. Okay. An epidemic of self-replicating eye-shaped graffiti has swept across these regions. These eyes are actively track observers, but only when they are alone. Eye movement is not captured on video. The phenomenon is currently considered self-contained and requires no further intervention from consultants. Okay. Hey, Spectre, it's good to see you. And Jard, welcome on in. How are you both doing? Okay, an operational update on the documentation regarding the button combinations from the elevator game has been received. The combinations for exiting the building depend on the number of floors. Okay. Last week, a new employee, that's me, joined our team. He has already processed 3 applications, 3 with a positive outcome and a 0 with a negative one. Keep up the good work. You can do it. These are the words that organization psychologists recommend describing the results of any employee's work in the first week. Okay, the witch Vanessa, who lived in the city of St. Petersburg on Street, was detained and charged with at least 17 cases of death and injury of school children over the past year. The internal investigation is ongoing, but in any case, Vanessa's attempt to attack members of the task force will be considered an aggravated circumstance. Okay, the Mega Napachaka Stores Network has signed a cooperation agreement with the organization for the treatment of abnormal computer equipment and software. If your client has contacted us with a similar problem and you haven't found a suitable solution directly, please recommend that they contact this chain of stores. Okay, let's check in with Rustlin here. I'm not crazy. I haven't drunk anything, smoked anything, taken anything, shot up anything, or in short, I can't leave the Semarachaka store, and it's not funny at all. Okay. Oh gosh. All right. Please tell me in detail what happened, how you ended up in the store, and why you can't leave. I stayed at work until 11 p.m. and on my way home, I remembered the fridge was empty. So I started looking for stores that were still open, and I spotted a 24-hour Sevens across the street from my house. I parked, went inside, picked up some groceries, and went to the checkout, and then I realized I couldn't find it. No cash registers, no signs pointing the way out, and I didn't see any staff. I've been walking in one direction for 20 minutes, and the building still wasn't ending. When I went in, I saw it was a big store, but not that big. How could that be? Is there an elevator? Could you try climbing the shelf? Perhaps from up there, the exit will be more clearly visible. Let me see. Have you seen the store before? Did you meet other customers in the store? Let me see. What do we actually have in here? Class P employee. Organization employees who have voluntarily consented to participate in particularly dangerous research as test subjects or experimenters. They are recruited from among criminals sentenced to long prison terms, as well as organization employees who have seriously violated internal regulations. Class R employees are restricted in their movement within buildings belonging to the organization. In the event of disobedience, security service personnel have the right to carry out early termination of a Class R employee. Uh-oh. Contracts with Class R employees are concluded in the form of a fixed-term employment contract, upon completion of which the employee is treated with an amnestic and given artificial memories of where they spent this time. Examples of cover stories: shifts in remote areas or an extended stay in a correctional facility. Compliance with the spirit and letter of the contract is monitored by the security service and the ethics committee, creating a balance between the duties, rights, and opportunities of class employees. Rehiring of employees who have already worked in Class P is not prohibited, but it is not encouraged. So I have a feeling we might be a former criminal. It's fine. And principles of assessment. The assessment optimal. Wait. Support workers' performance is assessed by the organization supervisor bot to determine this is success. There's optimal, satisfactory, and unsatisfactory. Okay. The client, his environment, and random people were caused excessive material, moral, psychological, or other type of harm. Key criterion for assessment? What? Okay, I don't care about any of that. Fellow travelers, what is this? Anomalous creatures outwardly resembling humans appear in unknown ways on public transport. Okay. We got a ghost now. Spirit of a deceased person who has not yet passed on to the next level of existence. Yep. A gremlin. That's us. We're gremlins. Okay. Creatures no more than 30 centimeters tall with large pointed ears. Got an extra dimensional space, a space that physically cannot be contained within another too large, within too small, or vice versa. An example is a football field inside a telephone booth. Okay, so we could be dealing with this. Non-Euclidean liminal spaces as well. Let's see, places with an impossible infinitely looping topology, so it could also be that as well. So let's ask some more questions. Reminds you of that one SCP game. That makes sense, because they in the description on Steam they mentioned SCP stuff. Okay. So because what do they say? Parked, went inside. No signs, no cash registers. I didn't see any staff. Been walking in one direction for 20 minutes, and the building wasn't ending, so it seems like it's the big open space. Let's see. How did you choose your direction of travel? Did you see any walls in the distance? There are walls, sure, but no matter how much I walked toward them, they didn't seem to get any closer. As for direction, I was simply walking in the direction I thought the ticket office was. Then I turned right, but it still didn't get me anywhere. Okay. Can you test the stability of your surroundings by walking along a route and then retrace your steps? Say, walk to a fork, turn right, walk up a couple more shelves, turn around, and then do the same thing in reverse. Did anything else in the storm seem suspicious to you? I'm definitely thinking either asking about anything else suspicious or this one. What do you guys think? It's Time Lord technology indeed. I think I'm leaning towards this one. Yeah, you think so too, Pink Wolf? Okay. Yeah, you too, Wolf Queen? All right, let's see. I'll try now. Everything is fine. I returned to the same point from which I came. Okay. So let's see. Principle of reverse mirroring. To exit the liminal space, one must change direction in relation to what was before entering there. That is, if a person was walking forward, they should go back. If they were going up, they should start going down. Sleeping in the liminal space is not dangerous. It is possible to encounter people in liminal spaces. Or sorry, it is impossible. There we go. 3 out of Class R personnel reported the presence of initially non-aggressive living anomalous entities. Okay. Have you met any other customers in there? No, there were no other people. Okay. Maybe you should try calling out loud to someone. Maybe you're not alone here after all. Let's try it. This is a bit creepy. Maybe we shouldn't. I think you should try to call someone. If there are other people, it will be easier to get out together. What if there's like something that's gonna kill him in there? Just do it. Just scream. Scream loudly. I heard a woman's answering cry from behind the shelves somewhere. God knows what the cardinal directions are. In the opposite direction from where I've been walking almost the entire time. She says she's been wandering around here for a while too. She calls out to me shouting that together we will definitely overcome our problems. But for some reason, I really don't like the idea of going to her. Okay. I don't like, we'll definitely overcome our problems. That is a weird thing to shout at someone. So I think we are dealing with the non-Euclidean liminal spaces because they can have anomalous creatures in it. Okay. So I don't think we should end the dialogue here. That's for sure. So let's go ahead and ask if anything else is suspicious. Get just a little bit more. What do you mean besides the endless space and the lack of exits? Isn't that enough for you? Oh my god. These people need to stop with the sarcasm. I need to know everything. Please look up. Is there a ceiling above you? And if so, is there a ceiling above you? What? Please look up. Is there a ceiling above you? And if so, is there a ceiling above you? What? Are the shelves or the products on them completely normal? And is there anything strange? Or is there something strange about them? This translation is awful, bro. It's driving me nuts. Don't go towards the woman's voice. Don't do it. What is having a ceiling above them? How does that make a difference for anything? Let's ask this one. I don't think so. Let me take a picture for you so it's clearer. It's strange. Everything looks normal in real life, but in photos, it's as if... Whoop! Where'd it go? But in photos, it's as if it was outlined by a neural network. I don't see it all that way. Normal objects, normal signs. Okay. Cool. When you use the middle button on the suggested words on your phone, yes. Okay, could you try climbing the shelf? Perhaps from up there, the exit will be more clearly visible. Is there a strange smell around or any strange sounds? I don't understand why we're asking about the ceiling. Is there something important in here about ceilings? Letters of misfortune, what is actually that? Wild group magic. Most of these mailings are nothing more than children pranksters. Okay, I don't think that's... I don't think that's helpful. I really don't know what they're expecting of me here. Gamers don't look up. Should we just click on it for that reason alone? What do you mean, is there a ceiling? Well, the ceiling is just a ceiling. I don't know what you wanted to see there. I'm not crazy then. I'm like, I don't know why we care about the ceiling. Could you try calling some friends or family to come and help get you out? Try calling the police. Maybe you could try setting off the fire alarm. This should activate an audible alert indicating the exit. The exits themselves should also be open. Ooh. But to do that, you'd have to find a fire alarm. Great idea. But I don't see any such things. No levers, no buttons, no signs on the subject. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. Try setting something on fire? Oh, no. Oh, that might be a bad idea. If you don't know the way to an exit, maybe don't start a fire, but also fire. I want to click it just because I want to see the chaos. Hi, Gabs, it's good to see you. Do it. Fire! Hello. I don't even know. Are you sure it's not dangerous? Yes. Setting something on fire seems like your best option to get out of here. Let's say, okay, so you could set fire to the books on the shelves, but what would you use? As luck would have it, I recently quit smoking, so I don't have a lighter or matches. No, wait, I saw a section nearby called picnic supplies, and I think they had lighter fluids and burners there. Set it on fire. We're waiting.
Господи, что это за хрень? Я сначала подумал, что это человек, но у него колени неправильно гнутся, не туда. И лица у него нет, как у манекена. И оно тушит стеллаж огнетушителем. Блять, что мне с этим делать?
Oh my god, what the hell is this? At first I thought it was a person, but its knees are bending the wrong way. Like, the wrong way, and it has no face, like a mannequin. And it's putting out the fire shelf with a fire extinguisher? What the fuck am I supposed to do? What the hell? Try talking to the creature. I know you might say it's crazy, that it looks scary, but trust me, not everything looks unusual and scary. Not everything that looks unusual and scary is actually that way. Calmly approach it and ask how to get to the exit. Do not attack it. Stay calm and move in any direction away from the creature. It doesn't matter where, as far away as possible. I'll call for help. Just give me your address, or at least the city you're in. Ooh. So it's definitely not option 2. We're either 1 or 3. Because this might be a case... Because Because I don't think asking the creature how to get to the exit is going to help, unfortunately. Like, I want an option of, like, go back the way you came, basically. Let's ask it. Let's ask it. Talk to it. Could you stop sending me text or not text, audio? It, in response to all my attempts to speak, simply repeats, parroting, "Welcome to the family. The 7 is helping out." Okay, I finished extinguishing the shelves with books and wandering off somewhere. I don't understand what to do now. Follow it or run. Welcome to the family, son. Follow the creature, see where it goes. Maybe now it will show you the exit. End of dialogue. Bye! Bye, bitch. Good luck out there.
Bля.
Fuck, okay, I'll go. For this, I hope you're right and this is a good idea. I don't fucking know, man. Okay, Alina. I found myself on a commuter train with some scary fellow passengers. What should I do? Oh, hang on. That was the fellow travelers, right? Okay, anomalous creatures outwardly resembling humans appear in unknown ways on public transport approximately once every 3,000 trips. They appear in 2 diametrically opposed situations. In transport filled with people, on half-empty trips with a minimum number of people. The creatures usually hunt in packs of 3 to 5 individuals, but attacks by individual specimens have also been reported. After entering the transport, the creatures select a victim and maniacally pursue it. Uh-oh. Visually distinguishing a creature from a human is possible only by long and intently peering at it. In this case, the observer may begin to notice the presence of details impossible for a normal person, such as extra limbs or eyes, a snake tail, scales, black eyes without pupils, vertical pupils, etc. The full list can be studied in appendix number Data Expunged. Why would they expunge that? Access to which can be requested by any employee of the 2nd class and above. At the moment, it is not known for certain whether these signs are real or a hallucinatory method of protecting the creatures. MTF reports and field studies have given conflicting evidence. The creatures can also be distinguished by the fact that they constantly smile without stopping doing so even in the event of a fight or injury. When fellow travelers appear on transport, ordinary people begin to experience one of 2 obsessive desires. 86% experience a state resembling a panic attack and try to immediately leave the transport. 14% feel sleepy. Such people want to ignore everything that is happening. Victims who do not leave the transport usually experience data redacted. Why would you redact that? Later, the former victim may meet among fellow travelers, showing obvious knowledge of his past and demonstrating his characteristic professional skills. But in general, in conversations about himself, he actively switches to attempts to convince them of the need not to forget head with nonsense. Guys, we gotta convince them to not forget head. Okay, the ideal counteractive method is to leave the transport. In the case of a train, at least move to another car. Okay, immune to swearing. Like an ordinary person, they can be destroyed with a bladed weapon or a firearm upon exposure, to which they instantly disappear, and the whole group at once. They dislike salt, do not cross it, and if it comes into contact with the skin, they show signs of pain and move to a safe distance. Do you have any salt, lady? Okay. Let's see, I was riding the electric train from blah, 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 and at some point I fell asleep. I woke up just now, and the first thing I saw was a middle-aged man looking at me and smiling. Then I looked around, and all the passengers were looking at me and smiling. You could almost see their teeth. Their smiles were somehow wrong, evil, almost smirks. Let's see. How many people besides you are in the carriage? There were about 10 people, maybe 12. I'm trying to count, but I keep getting confused. It's like they're constantly changing places. I just realized that while I was texting you, they were getting closer. The man was still sitting next to me, but the others were about 7 rows away, and now it's only 5. But I didn't hear them coming, didn't even notice any movement out of the corner of my eye. Okay. Do you have anything you can use for self-defense? Please forgive me if this question seems tactless, but we're obliged. No, I think she's legit on this one. Do you know any of the passengers? Can you take a photo of the carriage? What do you see outside? Let me see. Do you have anything with you for self-defense? Yes, a gas. Why do you have a gas canister? I was expecting like pepper spray, maybe a pocket knife, but no, she's got a straight up gas canister. All right. Why did you bring a gas canister onto a train? Oh my god. I can't say that I do, Melody. I can't say that I do. Oh, if it's just a really bad translation, I am getting so fed up. Like, minor translation errors are fine, but if it's changing full meanings of everything and just making me confused, that's not great. Okay, spray. Okay, let's assume, yeah, they mean pepper spray, because that makes so much more sense. Let's spray it and quickly exit the train. Thank you, I understand. All right. Hello, dear friends. Help me figure this out. Are they kidnapping me, or is this really a case of kerosene? What? For employees of the private security agency Northern Bastion, assigned to the following location, your primary task is to monitor the monitors in the security room. If anyone enters the house, immediately report to the main security control center. Once per hour, you must patrol all rooms on the first and second floors, as well as the basement. If you detect unauthorized persons, immediately report to the main security control center. While patrolling the second floor, ensure that the curtains on all windows are tightly closed. If you hear a knock on the window in the left-hand guest room while patrolling the second floor between 8:03 p.m. and 4:15 a.m., ignore it. Do not open the curtains or open the window. Between 8:03 p.m. and 9:13 p.m. and between 10:47 p.m. and 11:15 p.m., the basement rooms must be excluded from patrol. During the specified period, ignore any sounds coming from the basement. Do not open the door leading to the basement, and do not attempt to answer or speak to anyone in the basement, and do not open the door to the basement. At 10:12 p.m., pour 1 cup of black coffee or green tea and take it to the billiards room located in the basement. Retrieve the mug during your next round, but not before 11:16 p.m. The described sounds from the basement and knocking on the window do not require notification to the main security control center. If the control center is called in this situation, the employee will receive disciplinary action. Important: under no circumstances may personnel who do not adhere to an Abrahamic religion be assigned to this address. The supervisor who carries out such a request will receive disciplinary action. What the fuck? Could you please tell me more about what happened? So I got a job as a security guard at the country house of a certain, well, let's say, successful owner of factories and steamships. It's a nice little house, 2 stories, with a fancy basement and all that. And when the owners aren't home, I have to make sure no one breaks in. It's not a particularly dirty job, really, considering the height of the fence and the perimeter alarm. And so today I started my first day at work, and I see these instructions on my desk. What do you think about this? Do you follow these rules? Have you experienced anything strange from this list? Let's see. The rules sound really weird. I've never encountered such nonsense. Maybe they're just testing me, like to see if I can strictly follow the rules. Otherwise, the job is easy, and they pay more than the city average. I would actually say it's that creature, what was it called? Which one lived in the basement? It wasn't Bannock. Was it a brownie? No. Gremlin? One of them had like a schedule that I remember seeing. Was it Leshy? No. Ghost, fellow travelers, no. Brownie. Bannock just cares about the bathhouse, so I don't think it's a Bannock. Just like swearing. Wonder if it could be maybe a ghost. Do we actually have a poltergeist? They like tactical rooms of buildings, airplanes, and ships, and elevator shafts, so probably not a gremlin. Okay, we need more information, I think. That's how you scratch out text. Very intense, almost furious. Just want to make sure it's illegible. Obviously, yeah. Okay, have you curtained the windows? Okay, wait, I didn't finish reading this, though. Right now, it's 10:55 p.m., and I hear both a knock on the window and a knock on the basement door. I'm sitting here wondering what to do about it. And suddenly I remembered what my granddaughter told me about your service, so I decided to consult about what I should do. You should follow the instructions. I recommend that you strictly follow the instructions and remain in the room with the monitors. Regardless of whether this is a joke, a test of your compliance, or some other reason, you're better off following them in all scenarios. Yes! I understand, it makes sense, but it's interesting, isn't it? And a little creepy too. It's unclear. Where's the knocking coming from? What's going on? What if they're just trying to test my common sense and my ability to not follow instructions and act according to circumstances? I suggest you go down to the basement floor and listen to what kind of knocking. No, I still insist that you should follow the rules and stay where you are. Are you a religious person? Well, of course. How could it be otherwise? I'm a Christian. I go to church once a month, and I try to observe the fasts. Okay, cool. I still insist that you should follow the rules and stay where you are. No, well, of course you are right about everything, but you never know. What if something happens? Can you see see on the cameras what is happening on the top floor and in the basement? Thanks for the offer, but it wasn't an offer. Okay. Did the ghost say something about Christian? Let me see. Ghost? The spirit of a deceased person who has not passed on. Since it is the original faith of a person that influences interaction with a ghost, there are no stable recipes for counteraction. An embittered ghost of a Christian will react to a crucifix, prayers, and holy water, but the ghost of a Buddhist will not. So it's just saying that it depends on what the person believed in before they died. Tiago! Hey, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for the hydrate and stretch. Also, I think I missed a hydrate and stretch from you yesterday as well, so I apologize for that. So I'm gonna do a double one just for you. Cheers. Ooh, that one was good. Okay. Did you take a cup of coffee to the... Oh, wait, I didn't finish. Thanks for the offer, but I've already watched. Judging by the cameras, nothing's happening upstairs. Basement cameras went out during the first period when people weren't allowed in, but they came back. Then they came back on, and now they're off again. The cameras aren't transmitting sound. Did you take a cup of coffee to the basement? I'm a little embarrassed to admit, but I did bring it, despite how absurd it all sounds. True, there was no coffee or green tea in the kitchen, only black, but I don't think that'll make a difference. Okay. Have you curtained the windows on the second floor? Yes, of course. Not only is this a rule, it also sounds reasonable. You never know who might see the lights outside and what they might think. My wife and I always close all the windows at home too. Okay, great. I don't want to make any of these suggestions. What do you mean? What do you mean? I have firmly established that I think you should stay where you are. Why is this the only two options? This is stupid. Whatever. Yeah, that's true. Don't open the door, just listen. All right, here we go. There's not just knocking on the door, there's scratching, like nails, and a voice. I hear grumbling and sobbing, probably. Okay, here we go. Can you record it on your phone and send me a voice message? Ooh. Try asking through the door who it is and what happened to him. Were you warned that there might be someone else on duty besides you? I wanna hear it. I wanna hear it. Oh my god, how did they do it? It's not working. These phones of yours are complicated. Oh, old man, can't figure out technology. And before people like say, how do you know he's old? That's how. He old dude. Okay. Try asking through the door who it is. Were you warned that there might be someone else on duty besides you? Try asking through the door. He says something, but it's very unintelligible through groans I can't understand. Should probably open the door and figure, don't open the door! Does the door have a chain so it can be partially open? Does it open inward or outward? Don't open the door! No chains. Who put chains on doors inside the house anyway? The door opens towards you. It has 2 locks, both quite strong. Place something heavy in front of the door so it cannot be opened, wider than a small gap, and try to open the door. No, don't open the door! Were you warned that there would be anyone there besides you? Okay, no, I was told at least 3 times that no one else would be here except me. The place is basically deserted, practically in the woods. It's a 15-minute drive to our office's security post. Okay, since it has been clearly emphasized to you that there should be nothing else in the house, and the rules also state that it is important to ignore what is happening outside the door, please return to the security room and continue to ignore what is happening. Yes! Well, that's true, but what if my colleagues decide to play a prank? And one of them got sick? He was hiding the idiot somewhere in a closet? No! Given the circumstances described in your concerns, I strongly advise against opening the door. However, you could try reporting your suspicions to the control center. No. Don't open the door. Yes, you're absolutely right. I shouldn't go there, but still, what could happen? For fuck's sake, dude! Damn it! Stop being stupid and acting like a child. Okay, we can't say that. I want to say this. I want to, but we're not allowed to swear at customers, so we'll do this one. Okay. I immediately hate you because of your username. All right. Hello, I've stumbled across a rather strange game and I'm currently wondering what to do. Should I keep playing with it, delete it, give it to someone for research, or something else entirely? Any advice? All right, first, could you tell me what happened? Infobot sent me a message. All right, cool. So I decided to reminisce about my childhood a little and got myself a collection of modifications for the best game of all time. Doom. Doom, but not Doom. Okay, and in that collection I found a mod called My City. WAD. I launched it, and at first I didn't understand, and then I realized this mod features my own neighborhood. Can you imagine how brutal it is? Ooh, it is kind of weird. Okay, a dangerous memetic threat has been automatically removed from the message. Wait. Does that mean that all of this is spam? Has he tried horror movies? He seems like a perfect candidate. He'll be the first one dead. Okay, why did you decide to contact us? What exactly do you think is strange, paranormal, or anomalous about this modification? What exactly is this collection? Where did you find it? Can you record a gameplay video or screenshot showing your house? Let's ask that one first. Where did you get it from? This is some kind of utter pirated copy of 7 Jackals. Found it on Udelka? Can you believe it? Some old man was selling the discs in packs without even boxes, just in envelopes. I bought it for 50 rubles. Wasn't even entirely sure it would be playable, all dusty and scratched up, but it worked. And how? Okay, were there any other modifications on this disc? What is Udelka? Yeah, what is that? The St. Petersburg market is huge, selling all sorts of old and trashy stuff for pennies. Okay, that doesn't help me. Why did you decide to contact us? Just imagine a disc, a real one, printed not homemade, and with a mod that matches my neighborhood. What's the likelihood of encountering something like that? I don't know. How big is this map? Does the mod add anything other than a map of your area? I don't think so. The monsters are all familiar, the guns too. And the pixelization is normal for Doom! They forgot to block it out again. Copyright coming for you. They said Doom. There are custom textures, but again, everything is within the engine's capabilities. Except that the sky has been unusually redesigned. I get the feeling it's straight out of St. Petersburg, and it changes from time to time. I even thought it was synchronized with what's happening outside. When it's raining here, there are rain clouds there. Here, the sun is shining, and the sky is brighter. But the differences are minor. Okay. Perhaps the creator of this map lived near you? Pirates steal mods from all over the internet, and perhaps they stumbled upon this creation. How big is this map? After launching the modification, did you notice any strange behavior on your computer? Perhaps other programs starting glitching, the webcam starting showing something wrong, or voices started coming through your headphones? My God, you described it like that. It's terrifying. No, I'm fine with everything in that regard. Then why are you reporting this? Did the game react to your actions in any unusual way? Did it reveal details that only you, but not the mod's author, would know about? Did any bugs or glitches arise? Nothing special. The monsters behave adequately. I don't notice any special oddities. The textures are pixelated. Everything is as it should be. Okay. I want to see it. No, for some reason with this mod, screenshots are not taken. The game immediately crashes. Okay. Have you shown this modification to anyone else? Have you completed this level? Can you take a photo of the screen with your phone? Damn, that's right. I didn't think about it. It sounds too much like a joke. But no way. The photo has some kind of graphical artifacts instead of a screenshot. Okay, are you trolling me? I feel like you're trolling me. There are many modifications for this game in which the authors recreate their own schools, colleges. Maybe it's this one. Well, yes, the way you describe it sounds logical, but I still feel uneasy about this mod. It seems to me that everything is more or less fine with this modification and its development history. The minor quirks are more like bugs. You can continue playing without any problems. There shouldn't be any consequences. I'm kind of leaning towards that because it doesn't feel like he's in any danger. It's just a weird coincidence. And it actually, because it would make sense if the guy is just selling these mods on a disc in packages or like little sleeves of his own, he is probably modding them to look like people he's shipping them to, would be my guess, which is kind of weird, but in order to get the package, you had to provide the address. So the mod creator just looked up their address and then created it to look like your house. So creepy, yes. Anomalous? Paranormal activity? No, I don't think so. Well, if you say so, then everything's okay. Thanks for your help. I guess I was being a bit overly cautious. Okay. It's a reference to a real-life mod for Doom 2 called My House. Gotcha. All right, end day. Let's see how we did. Oh! We had unacceptables. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What do you mean unacceptable? Only one person was injured at this address, who was at the epicenter of the fire. Based on the nature of the damage to the apartment, investigators suspect the fire was caused by a faulty power supply for a personal computer. The victim himself claims that demons came to him right from the monitor, so after being discharged from the burn center... What? How was I supposed to know that? Do we have any information about like a cursed computer though? I don't know. Oh, wait. How do I see... Wait, what? Your employee, Amber, gave me some crazy advice. Following her advice, I violated the work rules and got fired on my first day. I lost my job because of you. I'm going to sue you. You can't treat an old man like that. What? We literally can show that we told him to follow the rules. I'm pissed off at that. Okay. After I sprayed the gas, everything around me seemed to blink, and there I was like an idiot standing in a regular train car with normal passengers holding the gas canister, the button of which I was still holding. It hit the face of some hysterical mother's child who, of course, called the police, and of course I was detained at the station. Not a single one of them believed the story about these smiling maniacs. They ordered a compulsory psychiatric evaluation. They found out about it at work and asked me to resign. I don't know, man. It said that you could fight them. Amber, my god, I don't even know how to thank you. Just like you advised, I followed this creature and holy shit, it led me right to the door? I ran home as fast as I could. In the morning, I went to the same place and there it was, the same abandoned factory. I have no idea what it was, but I hope your company doesn't just let it go. Holy crap. Well, at least we saved one person. My goodness. I have a very busy work schedule, so I can't be of any assistance. I don't fucking care. Can I ask just one question? No, I can't. I'm in a hurry. Well, okay. Ay, 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 ay. Hi, Mark. Play.
Алло, вы меня...
Shut up. Hello, can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me because no other websites are opening. Other numbers are immediately disconnected, and if you can't hear me, then I don't know. I can hear you. Can you just type, please? Didn't I tell him to follow the rules? Yep, I did. So that was bullshit.
Что?
What happened, I, like a complete idiot, decided to play Circle Tag. Do you know about this game, or do I need to explain the rules? Infobot has sent me a message. The rules for this game of Circle Tag are in our help system. Couldn't you just tell me? Okay, a type of magical instruction that appeared on a Russian creepy forums and groups in 2020-something. A typical instruction looks like this. Want to have fun? Follow these instructions and no one will get hurt. Choose a room with at least 4 doors, maximum 13. Important. You must be able to go through each door in a chain without going through the same door twice. Write a number above each door with chalk or a marker. After midnight, start walking between the doors in order. Once again, don't go into the same door twice. Keep going forward, don't turn around, and never go back. On the 5th lap, you'll understand what the deal is. If you keep going forward, it'll be fun. The organization's experiments with Class R employees have shown that on the 5th lap, each participant in the game develops a unique extra-dimensional space. Even if the entrance occurred with a difference of less than a minute, the participants in the game cannot meet each other. If people walk in a chain close to each other, hold hands, or are tied, this does not help. At the start of the 5th circle, each of them finds themselves alone in their own location. The extra-dimensional space resembles the place where the game began, but with each circle, more and more new differences are added. In case of breaking the rules and trying to go through the doors out of order before reaching the 5th circle, the chain breaks and entry into the extra-dimensional space does not occur. In case of breaking the rules and trying to go through the doors out of order after the 5th circle, blah 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 occurs, which is not fatal for the player. If after the start of the game, completion of the 5th circle, the player goes through the doors in the opposite direction, then after one circle he loses consciousness and comes to outside the extra-dimensional space. In this case, a burnt brand in the form of a number equal to the number of the circles completed is found on the body. The player also suffers numerous bruises, scratches, and even fractures. The severity of the damage increases the more laps they complete. Those who complete more than 30 laps typically return dead. Video and audio recording equipment fails and all recordings are corrupted. It has not been determined what happens to players who continue to move forward seemingly indefinitely. Independent reproduction of this instruction by organization employees outside of authorized research is strictly prohibited under penalty of transfer to Class R. Okay. Great. Yes, I know the rules. Please describe all the circumstances of the situation. Have you decided to play alone? And hi, Lion, it's good to see you. You're having a rough day, so you're gonna take a nap. I wanted to pop in and say hi. I'm sorry to hear you're having a rough day. Go take a nap, sending you all the love and all the hugs.
Нет, конечно.
Okay, no, of course not. I would not have dared to do such a stupid thing alone. Timur and his girlfriend, Dasha, were also with me. And at first, it was all funny and stupid, you know. No one believed that anything would happen. But on the 5th lap, Dasha went through the door and disappeared. Timur ran after her and also disappeared on the 5th lap. I decided it was a joke. Well, they decided to scare me, so I started going through the doors too, just for fun. And at some point, reality around me began to change. All right. Have you tried calling your friends or shouting for help? Where exactly does the game take place? Why did you decide to play? I don't care. If you know the rules of the game, you know what you gotta do to get out, right? How did the situation change?
Между...
Between rooms 3 and 4, another room appeared. Well, more accurately, not a room, but a corridor with new doors. It wasn't there the previous 2 circles. There was simply nowhere for it to come from, and I simply couldn't take a wrong turn. Okay, perhaps something else has changed. Do you hear anything strange? Can you take a photo of the surrounding areas? If they try to take pictures, it'll be all weird, right? You can't capture it. Yep, that's a hallway. Okay, great. Let's see, and Betty Madness, welcome on in. So we are playing, it's called Creepy Support. You can see the name of the game as our category, and it's also in my stream title as well, if you're ever curious what we're playing. Welcome on in. How are you? I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do here, because, like, we already know that it is, where'd it go? The circular catch-up game. We already know that it's this, so on the 5th lap, each participant in the game develops a unique extra-dimensional space. Extra-dimensional space resembles the place where the game began, but with each circle, more and more new differences are added. Okay. In case of breaking the rules and trying to go through the doors out of order before reaching the 5th circle. How do you get out? In case of breaking the rules and trying to go through the doors out of order after the 5th circle, blah, blah, blah occurs, which is not fatal. Yeah, they just need to break the loop then, right? Let's ask about if anything else has changed, maybe? Because, yeah, I need to get to that solution, and I don't know how to do it. And the fact they're making me click play for all of this is pissing me off. Just show the text. Okay, nothing seems to be wrong, except the computers and monitors won't turn on. They don't respond at all to being pressed. And the switches on the walls, too. The lamps still glow dimly. And the floor, I can't figure out what's wrong with the floor, but damn, something's not right. Okay. You said there's something wrong with the floor. Can you elaborate? Is it too slippery, or is it rough? Does it creak? Why does that matter? Well, sure, why not?
Нет.
Нет. No, everything you said is wrong. Well, I don't know. It's like I periodically stumble every time I pass the first room, but there's nothing to trip over here. No threshold or unevenness. I don't know. All right. Have you tried? I don't know. Where was it? Where was this? Tell me.
В офисе.
In the office where Dasha works, they have a fucked up layout here. The open plan space was cut up to the ceilings with partitions, resulting in a labyrinth of doors and tiny spaces for 5 to 10 people. Just before the holidays, the entire team had vanished into the sunset, and there was no one in the office, so we decided to try this experiment. Okay. Can you go through the numbered doors in a different order? Gonna sneak home. Everyone who normally is here is gone. Maybe see you on the other side. Sounds good, Nevers. Thanks for hanging out. Sounds like some Exit 8 stuff. It really does. Okay, let's see. Yeah. No, the layout is such that from each room, I can only go back and forth. Okay, how fast are you moving forward? Are you walking or running? What circle are you already walking? Have you tried changing something in the rooms and checking if it stays the same the next time around? Have you seen any notes from your friends? I'm not entirely sure which one's going to be actually productive here, because it says to get out, you need to break the loop. So I have a feeling this is going to be another one that it makes no sense, so just click on this. Yeah, try changing something. We'll see what happens. Experiment.
Так.
So I don't really understand why this is necessary, but let's give it a try. I have a pack of cigarettes here. I've been planning to quit for a while. Okay.
Блин.
Damn, the corridor seems to have become longer.
Опа.
Oops, the pack's gone. I left it right on the keyboard and now it's gone. Okay. What circle? What does that even mean? What circle are you already walking? What is that? I don't even understand what that means. Can you enter through unnumbered doors? Can you do that? No, no way, they're closed. And you know what's funny? They don't even have locks. They're just there for show. And now they're standing there like concrete. You can't even move them. Okay. With lap, are you? Maybe that was what it's supposed to be. Okay.
Не уверен.
12 or 15, not sure, lost count. Yeah, so they're asking about how many times they've already done the loop. I see. Recommend that you turn back and go in the opposite direction. Please keep going and let me know if anything continues to change. No, that's how they die. Because didn't they say that if you get to like the 30th lap, you die? So I recommend that you turn back and go the opposite direction, even though that's not what the thing said to do, but sure, why not?
Но правила игры.
But the rules of the game say that you can't do that, right? Besides, my friends are there. I don't know. Are you sure I should go back? No! No, I am not sure. But the last time I followed the instructions that was in the manual, the guy fucking sued me. Yes, I strongly recommend you turn back. A task force will be assigned to search for your friends, and I will pass on the information about the incident to them. Please provide your address so I know where to send them. Don't go in the same door twice. Keep going forward. Don't turn around and never go back. On the 5th lap, you'll understand what the deal is. Because, hear me out. These rules sound like spam. Like, it wants you to keep going because it's trying to kill you. Because in case of breaking the rules and trying to go through the doors out of order after the 5th circle, blah, blah, blah occurs, which is not fatal for the player. If after the start of the game, completion of the 5th circle, the player goes through the doors in the opposite direction, then after one circle, he loses consciousness and comes to outside the extra dimensional space. So yeah, go backwards. Go backwards. Yes. Do it. Get out of the loop.
Хорошо.
I am gonna lose my mind. Why are they suddenly doing all voice messages? Okay, screw it. Fine, I'll go back. Okay, the address. Damn, I don't remember it. Anyway, the Gefist Systems office. It's the only one here. You can't go wrong. Okay. Well, we'll see if that person dies or not. Hi, Poe. It's good to see you. Instructions are for nerds. That's why you always read them. Same. Okay. I know this is going to sound stupid, but my elevator can't get me to my apartment. No, I'm not crazy. I'm not a drug addict, but it's the truth. Okay. We got shit for elevator nonsense. Where is it? The elevator game? But didn't we get updated instructions for this though? So enter the elevator on the first floor of the building, at least 10 stories high. You must enter alone. Because yeah, there was something, it was in the news, right? Where'd it go? Yeah, here we go. An operational update of the documentation regarding the button combinations for from the elevator game have been received. Combinations for exiting the building depending on the number of floors. So we need to know how many floors. You see, I decided to play with the elevator, ended up in another world, and can't go back. It's indescribably scary here. I don't know what to do. What does it mean to play elevator? I already know, but sure. There's an instruction floating around the forums that says if you get into an elevator and then ride the floors in a certain order, you can enter another world. First, you go to the 4th floor, then without leaving the elevator, to the 2nd, then to the 6th, and so on several times. I tried it and it worked on the 2nd try. What a fool I am. I don't know what to do. What does the elevator's contents look like? Doesn't matter. In which building is this elevator located? Why can't you go home? Why do you think you've entered another world? I'm thinking building. This is a business center in the very center of the city on Lennon Street. It has multiple floors and several elevators, and on weekends it's very sparsely populated, so you can enter without a pass. Okay, how many floors are in the building? 18. Perfect. Okay. Open. Whoops, no, it's not in the manual. It's the news. 18. 15 floors and more, you do 5, 7, 3, 7, 4, 3, 4. I'm gonna write that down. Is an elevator game a real game? Most of the stuff is actually like based on real lore and creepypasta, so that would check out. So 5, 7, 3, 7, 4, 3, 4. Good. Hey, Deathmoth! It's so good to see you. How are you today? Okay. What does the elevator look like? Which elevator exactly did you enter? Is there a basement? Why can't you go home? What city are you in? I don't care. None of these questions seem important. Does this matter? There are 5 of them. I went to the middle one. Okay, great. I'm just trying to get to the, because like I know what I'm trying to get to, but this game has you ask such asinine questions to get there, it feels like sometimes. Why do you think you've entered another world? What does the elevator's contents look like? I don't know. The most ordinary floor, hard to describe, blah, blah, blah. Could you take a photo of the contents of the elevator? Why does that matter? There are no people on the streets, like none at all. I walked around a couple blocks, nobody. The shops, cafes, the hairdressers, everything is closed. No one is walking. And the sky, it's an indescribable, terrible shade. Somewhere between red, green, and purple brown. These are eerie colors, as if not from this world. Take a picture of the sky. I want to see that shit. No. Well, I mean, I'll help you take pictures, but instead of pictures, all that comes out is a mess. That looks like a fucking photo to me. What are you talking about? Okay, try using the floor sequence. 5. None of these are right. 5, 10? Wait, what? It's supposed to be 5, 7, 3, 7, 4, 3, 4. What the fuck? Because it was 18 floors. Yeah. Basement changes the numbers? No, it doesn't. Because it's 18, 15 floors or more is this one. Having a basement doesn't change this number. Oh wait, there's more. Hang on. I'm not done reading. If the building has a basement, the combination for floors 11 to 14 must also be used. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought we were just going off of numbers, but no, it does actually say, okay. So we're actually doing 4-7. If there is a basement, which is also not a possibility. There is no basement. But there is underground parking even on 2 levels. So again, according to the news, it should be 5-7, but that's not an option. So I'm guessing they're actually going with the original information we were given, which makes no fucking sense. Why give us an updated one? Oh boy. All right. Where even is it? Elevator game. To return to your world, enter the floor buttons in reverse order. Important, if a woman enters the elevator on the 5th floor, do not under any circumstances look at her or talk to her. Otherwise, you will not be able to return home. Excuse me? So it's 5, 10, 3, 6, 4, 2 then? I guess? Five, 10, 3, 6, 4, 2 is one of the options. But then why did they send us the updated information? This scares me that it's gonna count it wrong. Because hypothetically, we should be actually using this instead. Unless, wait. Combination for exiting the building depends on the number of floors. Yeah, so this is the combo to exit. All right. So yeah, this is weird. Parking may count. Even if it does count, we don't have the correct combination. Like, as an option. That's the thing. It doesn't make a difference. Because if they do count that, it would be this 4, 7, 4, 5, 9, 3, 4, and that's not even on the list. That's not on the list. The only one that shows up is the 5, 10, 3, 6, 4, 2 from the original information. Yeah, so I'm really confused by what they're expecting me of this. Like, am I supposed to ask more questions to get more floor sequences? It can't be one of the other 3, though. Because those aren't any of the options either. Hang on, let's ask some more questions. Can you write the address or the name of the website from which you got the instructions? That's a new question. Let's try that one. Infobot sent me a message. 793 websites with similar names were found, and a description of the elevator game was found on 31 of them. A brief summary of these instructions can be found in the reference book. Dark library, okay. Tell me, when you were traveling from floor to floor, did a woman get into the elevator on the 5th floor? Did you talk to her? Yes. Okay. She came in, said hello to me, asked how I was enjoying the local weather, but I remember the instructions, didn't talk to her, didn't look at them. But it seems to me that she's not a person. Her knees are turned the wrong way and her voice changed monstrously, indescribably with every phrase. Okay. Good. So you didn't talk to her. Did it say anything about... where was it? Open manual. Elevator game. So that actually, so she didn't talk to her though, so it doesn't change anything. All right. What city are you in? Sure. Cool. We're almost out of questions. Infobot, wait, okay, hang on. I tried calling the dispatcher, but all I could hear was some kind of eerie laughter coming from the speaker. I can't get through to any number. It keeps ringing. The only websites that open are the search engine and yours. When I try to search for anything, the links appear but don't open, except yours. And no matter what I search for, yours is the first on the list, okay? Thanks to anomalous technologies of our internal research group, the likelihood of finding our service through search is significantly increased for people in serious danger due to anomalous causes. However, the situation described by the client is clearly not planned on our part, and so we do not replace the entire search results, but merely supplement them. What? Okay. Can you record the laughter? Because I kind of want to hear it, but we're still not getting any other options. Do you really need to? I'm standing outside the building right now, and I'm afraid to go back into the elevator. Oh my god, we're gonna run out of questions. You need to go back into the elevator to go home. Well, we're out of time, so we're going with the 510-3642 option. If that ends up being correct and she doesn't die, this was the dumbest thing ever. If it doesn't work, I'll write to you again. Okay, bye. All right, Wanderer. Well, hello there, Amber Wixx from the consulting department of the service. Heh. Abnormal control. How are you doing in your service to the organization? Anything to brag about? What? Don't worry, I speak on behalf of all the Wanderers, and in this case, I have the right. What do you mean? How do you know my name? Did someone tell you I work here? What do you mean by successes? Well, how about it? Have you gotten answers to your questions yet? Are you ready to admit that we were right? What are you talking about? Oh, great ancients, grant us patience. On that very question, the only and unchanging one, of course. What is happening? Do you need my help? You're wasting my time. Of course. Who in their right mind would refuse the help of such a powerful organization? But you're already doing that, aren't you? I apologize, but your messages are increasingly resembling either spam or some kind of weird joke, so I'm forced to end this conversation. If you have any questions or need assistance, please contact us again. Boop. Short-sighted. Farewell, see you again. The security service received notification of the situation and took the case into action. Okay, great. I don't know, man. Hello there, Andre. Good afternoon. You know, I've had a very small but very important thing happen to me. How should I put it? I'm being stalked by a strange monster. You see, I searched the internet to find out what it could be, but I couldn't find anything. It's harmless, you know. It sometimes looks at me, but doesn't do anything. I don't know what it could want. I've searched all the classifications, but I don't know what it is. Please help me figure it out. Sure. Are you the only one that's seen it? How long has it been following you? Does it have any distinctive features? Let's start with that one. Every now and then, her eye falls out of its socket and dangles, and she sticks it back in. It's a little weird and even scary, you know? Hey, Jazz, it's good to see you. How's it going? Okay. Have you tried to drive this creature away? Does it react to anything? What does the monster look like? No taller than a meter. It seems about a meter tall, possibly female, so to speak, only slightly, how can I say, dead. But not quite. A little, let's say, unkempt and dirty. She has a tattered dress that smells of swamp mud. Okay, do we have anything that fits that? It's not Bannock. I don't think Brownie. Dust cover. What? An anomalous symbiont of a modern city dweller. It feeds exclusively on dust. It looks like a large hairy spider with a body of 10 to 15 centimeters in diameter and 12 legs. Ew. Gross. Definitely not that then. How about a peripheral racehorse? How about a pixie? Small winged humanoid creatures 10 to 20 centimeters tall, active exclusively at night. Probably not that, because I feel like he would have mentioned that she flies. How about a witch? Those are the only creatures we have, though. Maybe a ghost? Let's see. Are you the only one that sees it? She looks like a dead person. Why do you think so? Peripheral racehorse sounds like one of those randomly generated Xbox gamer tags. You're not wrong. You're doing all right. I'm glad to hear that, Jazz. My day's been going all right. Okay, she has a slight blue tint, and her hair is always tangled, like she was recently fished out of the river. Okay. Where does it come from? Have you tried to drive it away? Let's see, are you the only one that sees it? Yes, and yes. You see, there were a couple of times when my closest relatives asked about her, but no one could find an explanation. What do you... Wait. What? Are you the only one that sees it? Yes. Has anyone else noticed it? Yes. Do we see the problem with these answers? So, are you the only one that sees it, or have your relatives seen it too? Okay. This is stressing me out, man. How am I supposed to play this game reliably if half the time I don't understand what's going on? Oh, gosh. Okay, does it react to anything? Let's ask that. She just watches from afar. I wish I knew why she became attached to me. How long has it been following you? It's been 4 months already, but nothing's happening, and it's making me a little, let's say, nervous. Try to drive her away roughly, using force. The dead have no place among the living. Ask for holy water in the church and buy a cross. It would not be a bad idea to seek help from an exorcist. Right? 100% conversation-based game and has awful translation, right? Like, oh my god. It's like real IT chat. This is the real horror. Just trying to figure out what the fuck they're saying, honestly. Seeing something and noticing something can technically be different things. It doesn't make a difference in this context. I don't know what it means. Try to befriend this creature. It definitely doesn't wish you harm. Perhaps it's shy or afraid of you. Reach out to it and try to speak to it in a kind tone. Continue to ignore it. Perhaps the being, whoever it was, doesn't want to harm or disturb you. Select creature from manual. Please provide your address. I don't fucking know. Does it float? Is it a ghost? My guess is that it's some kind of ghost, because none of the other ones make sense. Habitat is tied either to the place of death or the burial place, or to a memorable object to which the deceased was emotionally connected. However, for reasons that have not yet been established, the appearance may be seasonal, for example, exclusively during the period coinciding with the moment of the person's death. Because, like, this would only work if the ghost was Christian before they died. Did she threaten you in any way? How often does she appear? Where does it come from? I don't know. It always appears suddenly and somewhere in the corner, but people can't suddenly appear in the corner, right? This worries me. Okay, yeah, so I think it's a ghost. Try to befriend it. Continue to ignore it. Perhaps the being doesn't want to harm or disturb you. If you stop responding to it, it'll go away. So let's select creature from manual. You got a ghost. Judging by the description, you've encountered this anomalous creature. Please carefully review the information you provided. It contains all the answers and recommendations for further action. Wow, that's a lot of text. Okay, thanks for the information. I'll definitely study it carefully and try to use it. Whatever. All right. All right. Hemlock, it's good to see you. It's actually Pennywise. All right. I'm already on the 8th metro station with a suspicious package. What should I do? What? Could you explain in more detail what this package is and why you decided to seek her help? I'm riding the subway after class. I notice a suspicious bag next to the seat across from me. People are getting on and off, but no one touches the bag. And I suddenly realized I see this bag every time I ride after class, and no one takes it as if it belongs to no one. It's weird. So I wrote to you. I think I need to do something about it. What? You have an anomalous bag? What does it look like? Green plastic bag, very torn, but not dusty or dirty. It reads, proceeds from this bag will go to planting trees. It was tied with tape at the top. Do other passengers not notice the bag? Don't think so. Okay. How old are you? Okay, 18 years old, first year student. Okay. Did you see anyone bring this package? Why did you decide to write to us? There's a poster on the metro wall with a QR code that says if you encounter something unclear or inexplicable, write to us. But like, it's a bag. Does it make sound? I can't hear sounds from here. Okay, I recommend that you go up to the bag and look inside of it. Yes. Let's get him killed. Are you sure I should do this? Not completely, but go. I think we're going a kamikaze route at this point because I'm getting kind of fed up with a lot of things. Seba, you have a good night as well. Thank you so much for hanging out. Here we go. We got some more unacceptable ones. Nice. An explosion occurred at Moscow's metro station. 12 people were injured and 1 person was killed. Terrorist attack is suspected, as eyewitnesses say the explosion was caused by an unidentified green bag. Nice. You should just call the police sometimes, guys. Okay, let's see. Unacceptable. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, let me see. Let me see. Judging by... Wait. Oh no! The body of Andre, they spelled it differently. Well done, guys. Was found at Pushkin Street. Judging by the marks on the body in the area, there is a theory of domestic violence, but the door to the apartment was locked from the inside and no signs of forced entry were found. A note was found near the body with the following content. Remember, uninvited advisors. Not everything should be forced into a framework. Not everything can be classified. Okay, great. So we didn't have a classification for it. All right, awesome. Wanderer, data expunged. That's fine. How do we do here? Unacceptable. Okay. The search for citizen Galina blah 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 reported missing by her parents continues for the 2nd week. According to information from a friend, Galina recently planned to play with the elevator following the instructions from some creepy site. So yeah, it was wrong. What was I supposed to do then? Like literally, there were no other options to give what I believe was the correct code. So like, what do you mean? I'm so confused. Because obviously, we needed the one that was updated, but that was not an option. So I don't know if we just didn't select the correct random questions to get to the point where it gave us the correct solution, or if it was just bugged. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, how do we do with Mark? Is Mark dead? No! We did great on this one. Okay. So, Mark was found at the exit from the extra-dimensional space near the door with a number 1, with a minimal number of bruises and cuts on his body, as well as a brand in the form of the number 15 on his right arm. The victim was given first aid, after which he was sent to the nearest hospital. Due to retrograde amnesia, which is typical for the situation, they were not treated with amnestics. Approximately half an hour later, 2 bodies appeared from the portal. In addition to numerous cuts, bites, and bruises, brands with numbers 42 and 49 were found on the bodies of the victims. According to standard protocol, the cordon was lifted 2 hours after the bodies were discovered, and the case was turned over to the police under the cover story of an attack by an unknown wild animal. They went too far. They should have turned around. All right. Yeah, we got sued. All right, that's cool. That's fine. Unread message. Good afternoon. Let's start today with a question about elevators. I don't want to talk about elevators, man. I have a question about Galina's request about the elevator game. What did I do wrong? The manual did list the exact return code. I can't scroll enough. Studying the reference book is important. You're doing everything right here. But beyond the reference book, you can also find useful information in the news channel. No fucking shit. That's what we wanted to do, you piece of garbage. What's with the Wanderer? I'm gonna rage quit just because of that. I am so upset that, yeah, we were doing the correct thing, but the correct thing was not a dialogue option. What appeal are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about. Someone named Wanderer wrote to me, supposedly from Concord. Does this happen often here? What appeal are you talking about? Oh, wait. Oh gosh, it's jumping down too far. There we go. Looks like security didn't give me access to all your messages. Thanks for the information. I'll check with them to find out why. But to answer your question, no, messages from Concord are not normal, and if this happens, you should immediately terminate the conversation and inform them that you'll report the situation to security. They'll then sort it out themselves, and if necessary, contact you. It's just that this Wanderer seemed to know something personally about me, but didn't give any details. Thanks for the chat. Mentioned that our project is experimental. What happened? What if it's shut down? What will happen to me? I still don't quite understand the shroud principle described in the documentation works. I haven't even read it. We're literally violating it by telling clients about anomalies and how to deal with them, aren't we? Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's too much text. There you go. Ricky, it's good to see you. How are you today? All right. Personnel with access level lower than 4 is strictly prohibited from doing business with competing organizations or discussing any disinformation received from them. Is that clear? I sincerely hope so, and I won't have to repeat it a 3rd time. What do you mean? I don't understand what's happening. Ah, news, okay. Epidemic, possessed android parts. Over the past few weeks, there are 9 complaints, blah, blah, blah. Doom? Hang on. I've been received from various cities regarding an anomalous modification of the game Doom that recreates the environment around the player's home. Currently, you know what? I don't even want to read it all. I am out of brain capacity for this. Need help. I feel like I'm stuck on a never-ending ladder. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not crazy. I've never done drugs. My last drink was a few months ago. I don't understand what's happening. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I live on the 5th floor of a 12-story building. I walked out of my apartment onto the stairs and started descending, lost in thought. And suddenly, at some point, I realized I was taking way too long. I started counting floors. I counted 8, but the stairs didn't seem to end. I went back up, or I went back down, having already climbed 15 floors, completely out of breath, but still haven't reached my floor. There were still tons of steps and flights above and below. This can't be happening. It's that SCP. Okay, where were you going? Just for a walk, or were you late for something? Is that important? Okay, is it dark in the entryway? Can you see walls and other doors? Please tell us a little bit about yourself. Does the surroundings of your entrance look familiar to you? Have you tried screaming and calling for help? Do you usually take the elevator or the stairs? Have you tried writing or calling someone other than us? I tried it. Calls are dropped after the first ring. The only websites that open are the search engine and yours. When I try searching for anything else, okay, we've already had that exact dialogue. Okay. Is it dark? Yes, all the light bulbs here seem to be 10 watts. What? I don't care about their fucking wattage. Why would you answer a question like that? Yes, they appear to be 10 watts. Also, 10 watts is really dim, isn't it? Oh, okay, but there are no apartment doors here. We have a building here where the landing with the apartments and the elevator is separate and the stairs are separate. Okay. Can you take a photo of the surroundings? If all this text was carefully written, then that would be one thing, but you think the dev went, oh, I can use AI to make a game, and just went apeshit and chat GPT? Honestly, it's a possibility, because a lot of this dialogue feels like something no person would ever say in a normal conversation. All right, can you look out the window? Not gonna lie, you've been getting some AI vibes from this. The translations sound kit bashed, and some of the images are kind of fishy. I can tell you immediately, the developer did disclose that they used AI for some images, so take that for what you will. Like, I don't necessarily have issues with using some AI. Like if we look over here at these little icons, very obviously this is probably AI, that one's probably AI, but I really don't care about that. Like, it's a single developer making a game. You want to throw in a couple icons that you used AI to generate, fine, whatever. We all use AI, we're not above it. But if it is all of the text as well was from ChatGPT, that's an issue with me. So but the problem is it could also be translation error. They could have technically tried to use Google Translate, which, again, hear me out, is AI. So before people start slamming on a dev just for using AI, we all use it. It's too integrated in our world nowadays. Some AI is fine. I don't care. I use AI all the time as well. So do you. So does everyone. It's in all of our search engines. So I'm not above it. I'm not going to shame a small indie developer for using it for side images that really don't matter in the general gameplay. But if the whole basis of the game is in fact made with AI, that's a different story. So yeah. It's hard to say, some translation errors, some AI, some both, right? Google Translate AI is not the same as Gen AI. Highly debatable. It all uses the same resources. You want to use Photoshop? Photoshop uses generative AI now in almost all of their resources. Fun fact. So, like, as long as the AI is not being used to replace a person, I don't have a problem with it. Because, like, either we were going to get shitty, like, all of them were going to be like a CH on all of these icons, or we were going to get some AI images. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me, because a single developer wasn't going to reach out to an artist anyways to do it, so... Technically, there's AI in every game, right? And, like, it's just a part of our world now, and I'm not going to condemn a single developer for using a little bit of AI, but like I said, if the whole basis of the game is structured off of AI, that is where I would definitely draw the line. So, don't use Adobe, period. It's too expensive. Photoshop's like $20 a month. It's actually not that bad. I love Photoshop. It's so good. It's so good. Let's see. Can't see anything but beyond it. It's pitch black. I can't even see the entrance. Why? Okay, don't worry. Don't panic. We will definitely try to help you. Don't worry. Right? When they tell you not to panic, that's when you start running. Okay, Infobot. Easy for you to say. It's me who has an endless damn staircase. Yep, all right. Once again, to remind you that your time with a client is limited. Don't waste it trying to calm or encourage them. Our service is not a therapist session. Don't waste the organization's resources. Let's see. Can you try opening the door to the apartment complex? No, we already established there were no doors, right? Where were you going? Let's ask that one. It's already evening, past 10, and I don't really feel like going for a walk. I decided to have some tea, but realized I had nothing to drink. So I went to the nearest store for some cookies. Not tea? See, it's stuff like this that I'm like, even if it's a translation error, like, what the fuck? And just like that, I fatally missed out. What the hell? I fatally missed out on the cookies? The cookies that you got instead of going out for the tea that you said you wanted, right? Right? Are we on the same page here? Counter crawler, what is that? Do we have the endless staircase? Elevator game, extra dimensional space, frosty field. Perception filters, what is that? A subclass of mimetic influence designed to make a person not notice or ignore the abnormality of an object or subject. Okay. Quasi-temporal loops. Space-time anomaly tied to either a specific region of space or a specific individual on their routes. We're probably dealing with this, honestly. The essence of the phenomenon is best described by blah, 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 blah in his lecture, blah, 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 blah. You can give up. I'm not surprised, of course. Everyone's watched Groundhog Day. But in reality, no one in the organization has yet documented the existence of such time loops. Or... Heh? My level 5 access is not enough to familiarize myself with such materials. Is this the fucking Wanderer? However, their existence seems rather dubious even from a hypothetical point of view, since each restart of the loop would lead to the creation of a separate parallel universe or... Sorry, I got distracted. The point is that quasi-temporal loops only enclose a specific space with people or a specific person. What does this mean? An individual or all the people in a specific area truly experience the same moment in time over and over again, but the world around them does not stop. For example, a person will repeatedly be hit by a train at the same station, only to wake up the next day as if nothing happened, not even remembering it or knowing what awaits them. But it will be a different train each time. The passengers around them will be different, and time around them will continue its normal movement. The young man in the gallery asked the right question. Wouldn't information about such an unlucky passenger end up in the newspapers? Wouldn't that clearly violate the veiling principle? What I can say is that in some cases, quasi-time loops also have a mimetic effect, causing a casual observer or even a curious journalist to be unable to put two and two together. And in some cases, the organization has to help cover up such incidences. Is it actually this, though? I don't know. Perception filter makes you think of Doctor Who. Principle of cover. The trolley dilemma? Okay. Security service. What is Concorgus? During their work, the organization's employees quickly discovered that other organization groups of people who were also in contact with the anomalous and paranormal world. Snake Tribe, Temporal Wanderers, right here, okay. Jabs and Jabs. Got a tail. Okay. Gotcha. All right. The surroundings of your entrance look familiar to you. Who knows? I usually take the elevator. The last time I took the stairs was a couple months ago when the elevator was broken again. Okay. So we don't need to ask that. She just answered that question. This is translated from a Slavic language. There have been some irregularities. I mean, but the thing is, if they translated T once, why couldn't they translate T again the second time when they're talking about the same word? Here's where I have the problem, where it's not a translation irregularity, it's a continuity irregularity, and that pisses me off. I can forgive translation error, but when we're talking about tea and then suddenly we're talking about cookies, like, how did that happen? Try opening a door. I don't think she can, but well, let's ask, I guess. Damn, the door won't open. I tried to hit it, but I only knocked my hand off. See, that I would say could be a translation error, but she knocked her hand off. Hi, Asana. It's good to see you. You need to go down the stairs. Sooner or later, you will come across your apartment. I think you should. And then, like, having so many sentences, like, I has been cut off of so many of them. I think you should try to break the window and climb out through it. No. My advice seems counterintuitive, but you just need to calm down and go to bed. She can't go to bed. She can't go to bed. She can't find her. Okay, just go to sleep. Just sleep in the stairs. You need to go up the stairs. Sooner or later, you will come across your apartment. I'll call for help at your address, but don't do anything and wait for it where you are. Is it coming? What? Is what coming? Okay, so A, go up. B, go down. C, just lay down and sleep. Circular catch-up, elevator game, extra dimensional space. Because she's already tried going up and down, right? Frosty field? That's not a frosty field. Person walking forward, they should go back. If they were going up, they should start going down. Because, yeah, she needs to go back the way she came, right? So let's see. I live on the 5th floor of a 12-story building. I walked out of my apartment onto the stairs and started going down. Okay, so she needs to go back up. You need to go up the stairs. Sooner or later, you'll come to your apartment. Let's do that. I've already done this. Okay, I'll try. I should have gone to the gym more often. It wouldn't have been so hard right now. I walked up 6 floors and nothing around me changed. Keep walking. How hard is it, huh? Ma'am, it's not that kind of chat. It's not that kind of chat. Oh gosh. This game has a brilliant concept, but execution, not so much. Honestly, the concept is literally just Home Safety Hotline, just not done as well. So in total, I've already climbed, I've lost count, but no less than 17 floors. Are you sure I'm doing everything all right? Yes, I have no doubt that you need to keep climbing up. Oh shit. Okay, this is really crazy, but since I have no other ideas, I'll keep climbing. Okay, good luck with that. All right. Hello, Victoria. What the fuck is this? As I understand it, you cannot communicate via text. Oh no. Okay, so screaming, crazy, screaming, crying. Gotcha. Evil, screaming, she saw it, she dead. It's emo only mode. Can you write the text on paper and take a photo of it? Maybe you can send me a voice message or shoot a video. No, can you write the text on paper and take a photo of it? What threatens you? This creature? Do you know where you are? Have you tried contacting anyone else? Are you alone there now? Is this an object? I'm playing 20 questions? Okay. Can you take a photo of the object that threatens you? The object that prevents you from talking and leaving the room is a typewriter? Okay, are you a religious person? Can you imagine praying and crossing yourself? Have you or anyone else tried to destroy this machine? Okay, let's take something heavy and try to hit it. Throw it out the window. Maybe let's check these things. Let's check these things first. Okay, let me turn off emote only mode. Perception filter. What would this be under though? Because we don't have just like items that are evil, do we? Do you know where you are? Are you alone now? How does this machine threaten you? Can you leave the premises through the door? No? Okay. So it's saying that it's gonna kill you if you try to leave. Okay. Have you considered leaving the premises through the window? I don't know what that means. Okay, we're not doing that then. Try to leave the room through the window. You will definitely succeed. No, that's not right. How does the machine... I really need to ask this question, but she's not gonna be able to answer it. Is it playing with you in some way? Asking questions and demanding answers? Yep, okay. Try to continue playing by the rules. Like, we have no information about, like, cursed objects, do we? Was that in the news at all? Ghosts and demons... Retro-style toy lamps with a radiation hazard. Yeah, no, I don't think we have any information about what to do here. Try to continue. So this one, I don't think is gonna write. Let's take something heavy and try to hit it or throw it out the open window if there is one. But that just ends the dialogue. I feel like that's not the right solution. Try to continue playing by the rules. Okay, she does not like that answer. Okay, fine. Then fucking break it. Victoria, you will definitely succeed. You can win. Win what? Smash it! Smash it with a hammer! That's gotta be right. Right, guys? Right? Like, gonna win a cookie? Alright, bye! Good luck with that! I think I'm possessed by a demon. What am I supposed to do? All right. Demon possession. You know what? At this point, I don't even care. I don't even care. Let's try to get everyone killed. I know how it sounds. Last night, I set my laptop webcam to record and pointed at my bed. And the recording shows me getting out of bed at exactly 3:33, grinning at the camera, giving it the finger, and walking off somewhere. I get back to bed at 5:55, but I don't remember getting up at night and going anywhere. It's fucking creepy. Are you sure this video isn't someone's joke? Was there anyone else in your apartment? Why did you decide to record yourself? Why did you decide to record how you sleep? Gosh, reading's hard. For the last couple of weeks, I haven't been getting enough sleep at all. I read somewhere online that you can film yourself, watch how you sleep, and based on that, the doctor can draw conclusions about how it is. Okay. 2 weeks ago. Describe what happened the day or the day before. 2 weeks ago, but I didn't think I'd done anything special. Just normal weekdays, normal weeks, nothing different. Work, shopping, the gym. Managed to buy a VHS player for next to nothing over the weekend. It even came with a weird-looking cassette, which shows from the shows from the 90s, I think, but all in black and white. With interference and such a crushed contrast that you couldn't even see anyone's eyes, just dark holes. Okay, well that was cursed then. Can you don't show me it. Was there anything strange about the appearance of the cassette? Damn, I don't think so. It's just a cassette. Old, no writing on it. Was there anyone else in the apartment? Show me the footage from the tape. I want to be cursed too. Not anymore, damn it. It turns out it wasn't worth a dime for nothing. It burned out the first time I turned it on. Magical smoke came out of it. And now it won't turn on. The cassette tape is still inside. You can't get it without disassembling it. Okay. To solve this problem, you need to either get rid of the tape. Oh, whoops. You need to get rid of the tape. Not just throw it away, but burn it. Do it. Burn it. If there's ever a solution that ends in fire, that is the correct answer for us from now on. Given what I saw on the tape last night, I'm willing to try it, damn it. All right, can demons penetrate through... What have you been doing with demons, sir? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why do you think it was demons that got into you? Demons, devils, spirits, ghosts, glitches in the Matrix. What the hell difference does it make? Something truly terrifying is happening to me here. Are you a religious person? A believer, of course, and not just a believer, but a Christian, an adherent of the only truth faith. Why do you think this is urgent? Something terrible is happening. What's happening to you, sir? Okay. Oh gosh. I started taking an online survey. You know, the kind that gives you points for shopping and promo codes for all sorts of crap. Well, at first there were normal questions about me, height, gender, age, etc. Then about my fears, phobias, how much I was afraid of the dark, spiders, loneliness, enclosed spaces, and all that. I thought, well, okay, it's fine. Looks like a psychological study. But the questions got stranger and scarier. More and more often, they mentioned events from my life. It's unclear how they know about them. And after some question, something completely incomprehensible started to happen in real life. God, how scary. Strange phone calls, knocking on the window, voices from the closet, creepy questions. The room seemed to get darker. Although all the light bulbs were new, all the sounds from outside had disappeared somewhere. Okay. Said the room seemed to get darker and all sounds seemed to have disappeared. Can you look out the window and check what's going on outside? Hell Satan in dialogue, yes. You hope you're not the only one who thought what you thought. Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not. That's why I'm cackling like a mad woman. Okay, nothing unusual or nothing's happening outside the window. Usually in the evening, we have drunken young people hanging out in the courtyard, old ladies on the bench, cars scurrying by, but here there's no one. I don't understand what this means. Okay. It's true that dangerous anomalies can indeed influence people via the internet, but this usually requires assistance and active participation from a person. Nothing happens on its own. When you started taking the survey, was there a license agreement clause? Did you read it? Was there anything about waiving responsibility for your life, soul, or safety? I don't remember. There was some kind of agreement, but I didn't read it. I just clicked agree. Well, then you're fucked. I don't know what to say. You agreed. You agreed to this. How did you hear about the survey? Let's see. I'm really broke. My bookstore recently went bankrupt. I decided to search for surveys for money and found this one. It was somewhere around 5th or 6th on the first page of search results. I'd already done all the previous ones and everything was fine. I don't remember what the previous ones were called. And here's the address, infobot, what you got? An unidentified mimetic threat was found in the address sent by blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Thanks for the information about the site. We'll send our bot to explore it, but in the meantime, I have a few more questions. Main thing is tell me what to do, infobot. Nothing obviously anomalous was found in the user agreement on the website the user indicated. Clauses about disclaimer of liability in the event of anomalous manifestations, and the signatory undertakes never to remain in the dark were dismissed as curious but not noteworthy jokes. What? That doesn't sound like a joke at all. What do you mean? Online surveys. Great way to make 17 bucks a month. No, not 17 bucks. 17 cents. Sorry. Okay. This is very personal, but okay. When I was about 5, I had a fluffy little dog with button eyes among my toys. I carried it with me everywhere. And one time I managed to leave it in the sandbox when I went home. And when I remembered, I ran back and the dog was already gone. Someone had taken it. There was also a plastic soldier with it, but I didn't feel sorry for him, but Squeaky. It was like losing a friend. Later, my mother and I even hung up notices around the neighborhood saying that the toy had gone missing and a small reward would be given to anyone who returned it. There was no success. It sank into oblivion. And so during the next question, they show me a photo of Squeaky. Well, maybe not him specifically, but a similar toy. Only in that photo, she was terribly disfigured, dusty, dirty. One eye was torn off. Her fur was singed in places, as if someone had poked it with cigarettes. And the question under the photo, how much on a scale of 1 to 10 do you hate a child who has lost his friend? It was very creepy and painful to see this. Ugh. Okay. What's wrong with knocking on the window? Guys, what's wrong with knocking on the window? Gotta ask the real questions here. Imagine this. I came across... What the... Stop it. I'm trying to read, man! Okay. Imagine this. I came across a survey question. How afraid are you of someone breaking into your apartment through the window? There were 5 options, from not at all to utterly terrified. I answered, not very afraid, and then someone started knocking on the window. At first, I thought I was imagining it, but no, the knocking kept repeating itself over and over again. Finally, I pulled back the curtain, and there was no one there. A simple branch tapping on the window. It brought back memories of my childhood. Back then, there was a poplar tree outside my window, its branches occasionally brushing against it. Okay. Scary questions. Can you give me an example? 17 bucks? Imagine selling all of them deer. Here we go. You're flying on a plane, and only you and one other passenger behind you. At one point, you look around and discover the passenger is missing. You check both lavatories, but they're empty. You walk through the cabin, but can't find them. No one answers your call for the flight attendant. What should you do? I will continue to sit calmly in my seat because sooner or later the plane will land regardless of your actions. I'll try to break into the cockpit to see the pilots. I'll try to open the emergency exit or break the window. I'll start praying to all known gods. Okay, great. Wait, so which answer? There's a slight chance that demons have indeed accessed you through the internet. Try praying. Remember all the prayers you can remember. If you don't, simply ask for help from a higher power. Make the sign of the cross over yourself, the door, and the computer, and hope for the best. Bye. Bye. I'm already on the 8th metro station with a suspicious package. What should I do? Wait, what? Are you groundhogging day? It's so nice to hear you're alive. Apparently the news got something mixed up. How are you? Dude, this guy's in a Groundhog Day loop. So nice to hear you're alive. What do you mean? What news? I'm fine. Perhaps you've confused me with something else. Or with someone else. Okay, yes, you're right. Most likely there was a mistake. Please tell me what happened. Riding the subway. Okay. Oh, what should we say? Get off at the nearest station and do nothing. I will report the suspicious package to the appropriate authorities myself. Strongly recommend that you get off at the nearest station and report the suspicious package to the police. Are you sure I should do this? Yes. All right, we'll see how that ends this time. How is it? Excuse me, but who is this? Thank you for contacting. Well, yes, I recognize my favorite colleague. Eternal formalism, well, of course. I think you've confused me with someone else. I haven't crossed paths with any of my colleagues at the organization except Svetlana and the system administrator Sergey. Ah, damn. Clinton. Maybe I really did make a mistake. The interface here is a joke. Well, don't be shy. I still need help. And since you work with me, why don't you help me out? A client just contacted me and said he encountered some weird thing that's scaring him at home. I'm not sure what it could be. Any ideas? The situation seems very strange. Just in case, I'll end this conversation and alert security. If this is just my paranoia, I apologize again for any inconvenience. Wait, yeah, hold up. Because we're... Because they called me by name. But then said I was their favorite colleague. So, that seems sussy. My work shift is over. Great, okay. End day. Good night, Jompa. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you later. Okay, let's see how we did. Updated. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Here we go. Previous client requests. Traffic in the area of Moscow's metro station was stopped for 2 hours due to a report of suspicious package. Package in question contained only forgotten books? Wait, what? Was it a bomb this time? Well, it was acceptable at least. Oleg, great. We handled that well. This guy. I don't think he's all right. Note from automated analysis system. The ambulance call was received at 7:42 p.m. and the user's request to our support team was received at 7:01 p.m. Assuming the client called immediately after waking up, we conclude that AP Semensky contacted us either from a somnambulous state or directly from sleep. Semensky's room is under constant surveillance by agents embedded within the hospital staff. Who was this guy? He's in a comatose condition. Who was he? Is he the demon guy? He was the demon guy, right? Unacceptable. Burning the vessel after leaving it is really, really pointless and stupid. Pointless, LOL, yeah. Well, don't blame me. There have to be consequences for such stupidity. What? Third-degree burns and is currently unconscious in intensive care. Eyewitnesses claim he tried to burn an ancient VCR near a trash can and somehow the fire spread to his clothing. Well, that sounds like a fucking him problem. But also, if he's unconscious, how did he leave a review? How'd I do it? Nope, unacceptable. Okay, great. Who is this? Was it detained in the escape room? Was this the one who was going up the stairs? What happened in the club is unknown due to inopportune video surveillance failure. Came to the game with 3 friends, and less than an hour later, she left the game room alone. Who? Who is this? Victoria was unable to explain. Who's Victoria? What? Because of you, everyone hates me now. I wish you a quick death, you bastard. Who is that? I don't even remember. Wait, this one was great. Let me see. Remember the story from 2 years ago with the endless staircase at the factory? A fellow countryman of mine, let's call him G, recently told me the same thing happened to him. Okay, so the person going up the stairs is fine. Great. After I sprayed the gas, we already read that. Okay, who the hell is you? Who the hell is... Oh, I forgot about the one who couldn't talk. Okay. Wait, they couldn't increment me? Wait, what? I don't understand how he went from typewriter to the bodies of other people being mutilated. I don't understand how this is related. I told her to destroy it. I don't understand, but okay, good afternoon. Am I done with this shit? I have great news for you. What's the news? Just tell me. There's so many dialogue options. The authorities above have given us permission to give you additional information about our project. Oh, great. How long have you been working here? Does it happen that an employee of the organization himself becomes a victim of the anomalous situation? Is there information about when my salary will be raised? Can I get a fucking raise? What? No, you haven't passed your probationary period yet. There's no way to talk about it until it's over. I want a raise. How long have you been working here? A long time ago. You don't need to know more than that. Sure, great. If it's shut down, what happens to me? Depends on the situation. The organization doesn't waste valuable talent. If you demonstrate your effectiveness, they'll offer you a new position. If not, there will be a standard layoff in accordance with the labor code. They won't erase my memory if I get laid off, will they? Of course not. Good night, Melody. Good luck tomorrow. I don't understand why you could even think of such a thing. Because you told me that you have wiped people's memories before. No, I think I'm with Melody here. I think I'm done with this game. I'm exhausted from all this reading. I want to get out of here. I'm not having a fun enough time. I'm just getting stressed. Oh, I'm getting hit by a whole bunch of achievements now that I'm out of the game. We gave it a fair shake. We did. It wasn't for me. That did not hit the right mark. Like, I was really hoping it'd be a similar vibe to say Home Safety Hotline, but this one just didn't have the same vibe to it. So yeah, we're gonna call it there for that one. You're very confused by this game. Me too, because like I feel like so many things just didn't make sense, and some of it, yes, could have been to translation errors, but like a lot of it also just felt like no one proofread things. Like, I don't know. It just felt a little sloppy, to be completely honest. I would like to believe it is all just, yes, translation errors, and they just need someone to go through and like proofread stuff and do a little bit of finessing and making sure things actually make sense if you're gonna have it be in English. But there are a couple of things in there that I am worried they might have used AI for the dialogue as well. And if that is the case, then that's not okay with me. But let's go ahead and go find somebody to raid. Can't proofread something you can't proofwrite. Ain't that the truth? But that definitely was a miss on my part for sure. Like, it had some promise to it, but it just wasn't where it needs to be. So let me see. Is anybody else playing some indie horror games? Actually, we are gonna go and raid Rain. You guys don't know, Make It Rain 45. She's super sweet, super delightful. She makes her own music and she's great at it. She does like DJing and stuff. But right now she is playing Moonlight Peaks, which is a cozy farming sim, but with vampires. And I'm trying to decide if I want to pay for the game or not. So I want to go and see what it's like. It looks so cute. Hopefully don't get another Faz dream. I hope so too. Bye, Mac. Thank you so much for being here. Feels like they just released it without proper checking. It kind of does, unfortunately. I still can't get over them saying yes and yes to two contradictory questions. It was all over the place. You have a good night too as well, Bido. Thank you so much for hanging out. So yeah, thank you guys for sticking with me through that monstrosity. to be kind of rude about it, but like that hurt my brain. At least we got some good laughs. You have a good night as well, Asada. Thank you so much for being here, Tiago. I really appreciate you. As a reminder, I do have a playthrough of GTA Vice City going up on the YouTube channel. I did post a new episode earlier today, so if you've been keeping an eye out for those, it's ready to go. So go and check that out. But otherwise, tomorrow we are going to be playing another new release horror game that will hopefully be better. Because I think tomorrow is called Flash and Die. It's gotta be spicy, right? It's gotta be spicy. But if you guys are not subscribed, you can use this raid message. And if you are subscribing, go ahead and use that raid message. When we get to Rain's chat, you can just copy and paste that full message and pop it into Rain's chat once we get there. GTA rocks. It does. I love replaying Vice City. It's been so much fun. And I definitely want to do like a replay of San Andreas. I have never played GTA 4, so I want to do like a first time playthrough of that. That'd be really fun as well. But we'll see how long it takes me to get to those. But thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.
In bad times, I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way. I found my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way, my way, my way. I found my way, I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through.